podcast. Today we are with Abe, and the host for today's episode is Seven Shit himself. So Sid, whenever you're ready, my bro, please take over.
Yo, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the podcast, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in again. Today we are joined by Mr. Hashchamp, who's just introduced me. Like always, we also have Mr. Blowfishman TV, right? And our guest today is someone called Abby, right? Is that right?
Yeah,
Abby.
Abby Babi.
Oh
Abby
no,
Babi?
it's actually a BBB.
A BBB.
Get it right.
A BBB.
Yeah. You forgot
There
the
you go.
TV, by the way.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, true.
Sorry, guys. But
You
yeah, we're
bring
joined
me
by.
on. You bring me on and don't even know my name. What the?
I know.
Sorry.
What kind of fucking?
I'm sorry.
I quit.
Listen.
I didn't get paid enough to remember
you know
names
what?
and stuff.
True.
You guys
I'm
get
just
paid.
coming here.
Yeah. I've got
No,
some.
I also still have like your other 6 brothers working for me for free. Just so you know.
Well, one to 6
shit.
thugs? Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They all must be really...
But how are you guys? Like everyone want to introduce themselves. Hash, you can go first. Say hi to everyone. They probably don't know who you are, to be honest.
Makes
so-
sense, makes
Yeah,
sense.
it's not like it's his chat or anything.
Welcome
Yeah.
everyone. So my name is Hashchamp. I'm the humble celebrity here. I'm the big deal, the big shot. You know what I mean? I'm like Cristiano Ronaldo. These guys are like fucking no one's heard of them. I'm like Lionel Messi, but these guys are like no one's heard of them. You know what I mean? I'm a big deal, but I'm humble, so I don't want to take all the limelight. So whoever wants to go next, please, Blowfish, whoever wants to just introduce themselves,
Sure.
please do.
I mean, according to the screen, I'm also a lot bigger because I have a green screen. My name's Blowfishman TV. Trying to voice act out here. Slaying demons. Running away from little nightmares. Trying to date hot medieval girls. Whatever you want. Just what's up? How you doing, everybody? And of course, we got our guest here, Abi Babi to TV. So,
Abi Babi.
What's your name? What's your name again? Fuck.
Okay,
Habibti?
so
Habibti?
that right there. No, it's
Habibti.
Abe baby.
Abe. His name is
like
Abe.
like Abe Lincoln, but you put like an E at the end of the Abe, and then you got the baby part because it rhymes. That's the whole That's what I was going for with my
Abe
name.
Lincoln, baby.
Abe Lincoln, baby. I like that. Where's the,
I don't know
bro,
if that
where's the-
rhymes.
you got the beard. Where's the top at?
Shit. It's honestly, I'm gonna be real with you. I didn't think of anything funny to say for that. It's in my other mansion. I left my top hat in the other Lambo, so I'll make sure to
Oh,
have
shit,
it.
true.
Like next time I'm on here, if you have
I
people on board.
really like your bedroom, by the way.
I like your
Abe,
shirt.
I really like your bedroom.
Abe, I
Yeah,
like...
no,
yeah.
That's
nice.
kind of crazy.
You got a significant other. Your Minecraft beds are together, right?
Oh
yeah,
my.
I have a significant other, but you don't know her.
Nice,
She goes
nice.
to the
Oh,
Minecraft server.
Oh, she goes to another
true.
server. Okay.
Yeah, y'all
Okay.
don't know her.
Yeah. When she's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
with Abe, she's on Bedrock. Someone else is making a Bedrock.
What the fuck?
Why would you say that to the man? Oh my god!
What the fuck?
All right.
I don't even think that's a server.
All
I
right,
think
I'm
it's
gonna
like
remember
Bedwars.
that. I'm gonna remember
Guys,
that.
podcast is over. Abe is too heartbroken to continue on. We'll see you next week.
I'm down bad. I'm about to go listen to Marvin's Room and drive around on GTA.
Marvin's
So,
room's sick,
yep.
by the
Good
way.
song.
Marvin's room's sick.
Marvin's room's actually a sick
It's-
thing.
Yeah, I wish I could get my stream deck to like work while I'm on here.
But seriously, Abe, tell the folks in chat who you
Yeah,
are. Tell them who you
Let
are.
them know about yourself.
So my name's AB Baby. I'm a variety streamer, and all you gotta know about me is a guy like me could have painted 17 chapels because I'm just built different.
Okay.
That's quite the
Intro
introduction.
over.
I fucking love it. I like it.
I like
Love to
his
hear
shirt.
that, love to hear that.
I like Abe's shirt. It looks kind. I didn't say it earlier, Abe, but your shirt is giving me like the energy.
Look at
to
the way
do
he's
this.
smirking.
No,
like,
I'm
he's
not.
so
Fuck off.
disingenuous.
No,
about
I'm
it.
not.
This
I'm
guy's
being
such a-
serious. It's giving me the energy
it's
to
giving
do
me
this.
like Patrick Star vibes. Is that what you were going for?
No,
Something
it's
like
giving
that,
me like.
actually.
It's just giving me like sexy person, really cool, really perfect, all that vibe. You know what I mean? I like it, Abe. I like it.
Yeah.
Give my support, man.
I mean, he's built different. So like you said
He
earlier,
is built
so-
different.
He is built different.
Okay, now that we've introduced ourselves, welcome to the stream, guys. Today's podcast is going to be talking about quite a lot of different things. I mean, the first question I'm going to ask you straight off is, what is something you are not very good at? Right? I mean, I'll save Hash for last because there's quite a lot of things. I mean, he just
Fuck
needs to
off.
think about which one he's actually going to talk about because we kind of have a timer. I need to be somewhere after this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
same
if
here.
I could give this off to Blowfish, man, what's one thing that you're not very good at?
Honestly speaking, so one thing that actually does come to mind if I'm gonna get real here is that when it comes to like streaming, yeah, no, I am confident in like my ability to bring in new viewers, new people, make them
Yep.
feel welcome, all that kind of good stuff.
Yep.
I think what I do lack when it comes to streaming is the business sense. Clearly, I know that I've met a lot of people on this platform, Abe included, my eldest brother included, Backsmasher, who's a lot better at it than I am. It was funny because like it just hit me because Backsmasher's like, oh, for T-Child we should do this and charge people to to watch this shit and all that, and like part of me I'm like that's a pretty good way to make money, but at the same time
True.
because I'm so terrible with like the business stuff, because I'm more about for the people than just like making the money currently right now on Twitch, because look how small we fucking are, right? I was like, that's a good way to make money, but at the same time, just like I kind of feel like shit doing that, just because like we're no one big and we can't exactly like charge people like for their time and shit, right? But when and if we do get bigger, like like I got to learn how to do that. I think that's definitely something I lack in. Just to sit down and be like, okay, like if you're gonna do this, we're gonna have to like charge you a certain price. So and your boy's trying to be a voice actor out here, so say if someone goes up to me and be like, hey, did you want to voice a part here, then I'd have to learn how to like actually charge people properly once I do get the craft down, right? So I think just that business sense I don't exactly have, and I believe that AB Baby right here, the man beside me, could probably explain how good he is at that at the business sense. So Abe, how like you're great at business sense, but what do you think you're terrible at?
Wait, you think I'm great at business sense?
Dude, you get so many hype trains, bro. You got so many hype trains. What is that? Come on.
I don't
Like,
know.
you're a lot better than I am. I'm like, holy
Listen,
shit, this guy.
I
is
can't
like-
answer for the people. I don't know what goes through their heads whenever they decide to throw money at a gigantic 26-year-old toddler. I can't answer for them.
Oh my.
But honestly, something I'm bad at is I mean, there's not really much to work with. I would
Is it because
honestly
you're
have to
that?
say-
Are you that built differently? Is that why?
Oh
I mean,
my
that could be one of them.
I love
but,
him.
I mean, he kind of reminds you of
okay.
someone, doesn't he, Hash?
If you have to read the script, saying you're good at
Guys,
everything is Hash's.
Hash, come on.
It's the
Hash,
follow
come
the
on.
script.
over
It's not
here.
that hard.
Listen, Hash is over here like, damn, he just like me. But nah. So all right. So I'm gonna get real with y'all because that's what the I just noticed that real is spelled like REEL in the title.
Yeah.
Very
Fuck
good.
whoever
I'm
did
glad you
that.
noticed. That was Sid. That was Sid's idea, I believe.
But why? It's so fun.
All right. So something I'm like really bad at, or like something I'm really bad with, is that I honestly just get bored with a lot of shit like super easily. Like I've had a bunch of like different endeavors, like in terms of like being a DJ, being like music producer and all that stuff.
Wait, what?
Oh shit! Wait,
Yeah.
You were a music
Oh, I did
producer?
not-
What the
DJ?
fuck?
You're a music producer and a DJ. What?
I mean, I use the term music producer like really lightly. I just fucked around in Ableton. I would make like mashups. and stuff.
Ableton,
Wait,
bro,
Ableton,
it's-
serious
it's-
stuff.
What the
it's
fuck is
bars.
that's like
Yeah.
the
You get
industry
it?
standard.
Ableton, that's crazy.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't do Ableton.
Yeah,
Like, I
Ableton.
tried. It's hard.
He's
It's
a
hard.
wordsmith
but,
as well. Put wordsmith in it. As
Yeah. But yeah, so like it's like with music producing, it was one of those things where like I thought I really wanted to like do it, which I did, but I wasn't necessarily sure of like what was in store, and then eventually it was just like time and time again I just like would create something that I wasn't necessarily like too proud of, and I wasn't like too married to it, and I would just be like, you know what, fuck this, I'm gonna do some other shit. And then also the same thing with games. Like if I get bored with a game, I'm instantly dropping it. So
right.
Can you
yeah,
sing then?
like
Abe?
it can what?
Can you sing? Like, do you have a really good voice at singing or something?
I've seen him sing.
I
he's
mean-
not half bad.
I want to say I can sing, but if I actually like before Twitch Sings went away, which RIP by the way, big F's in the chat for Twitch Sings, but
Yeah,
Well-
actually.
yeah, on like one of the last days, I remember doing a Twitch Sings stream, and it was a fucking train wreck.
Dude, I was there for that. That was amazing.
It was.
Sadly, I was busy with Tea Child stuff, so I was supposed to do. I was supposed to duet with this guy on that.
Oh
Twitch
yeah, you
thing.
were.
Wait,
And then,
really?
yeah, and then like fucking, we were busy. I was busy with Tea Child trying to release When We Were Us because I was like editing the music video, and Backsmasher was obviously like working me to the bone with that shit. So I sadly could not duet with Mr. AB Baby before Twitch Sings died.
Wow, so
Yeah.
unreliable. Abe, I would have been there. Abe, I would have been there for you, man.
Listen,
That's
Hash,
crazy.
I
Was this
I wish
before
I
we
would have
knew you?
known you. I'm pretty sure it was before I knew Hash. Oh, it definitely
was,
was.
Yeah,
before
it
I knew
was.
Hash.
It was.
I don't even know what
It was.
Twitch
I
I followed
Sings
Hash
is.
in the New Year. I followed Hash in the
Listen,
New Year. That's
listen.
how I met him.
If me and Hash would have jumped on a track together, I guarantee you Twitch
would've
Sings
been
would
fire.
still be running to
100%,
this
100%,
fucking day.
100%,
I
100%.
don't know
I
about
tell you,
that.
bro.
I 100%
I
agree.
don't know about that.
I
Like,
agree.
straight up.
I agree. I don't even know what Twitch Sings is, but I believe Abe. I have faith in what you're saying,
So-
man. Yeah, if you
So
and
it
I
was
did together.
basically just karaoke
Oh
on
my
Twitch
Oh.
that would still get
Yep.
your VODs muted, which was actually kind of funny.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
it was
makes
so
sense.
Stupid.
Wait,
It was so
it's
dumb.
still get your vods
Yeah,
muted,
it
so you
would.
just
I
be-
remember
you just be
Backsmasher would run it.
lip
Yeah.
syncing.
No, like even if you were to sing over it, Backsmasher used to run it a lot too, and then he would always get his VODs muted. And
No,
that's why
I
he
mean,
stopped
of
doing
course.
it.
But like it gets muted, so it just looked like you're just like
Yeah, do it.
mouthing words and stuff. That's
Yeah.
so stupid. That's so stupid, but that's so funny at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, okay. Hash, would you like to go on and say something that you're not very good at? Because we're kind of we're kind of walking away from the topic as a whole. So
I think for myself, and if I'm being genuine, like I think for me is that I personally I think nothing is wrong with me or like there's nothing bad about me. But I mean you all know that.
Okay.
But what I do think is that sometimes people can be quite sensitive to when I meet them on Twitch. My biggest downfall on Twitch, anyway, or even in life, I'm quite insensitive without meaning to be, because I can be quite upfront, and my humor isn't always understood at first. Like, I might just meet you and roast you, but deep down, I'm saying I love you, but no one gets it. So I don't want to say something for me to work on. I'd rather be toxic and say it's their fault. And they need to do better, and stop being so
right. Blame the victim.
Stop being so
Blame
fucking
the
sensitive.
victim,
Yeah,
this
man. Like,
guy.
come on, man. They get asking for pity points and shit. You need to stop being so sensitive. And like, so personally, after that, nothing. Like, I've broken many records. I do a 100-meter sprint in just 10 seconds, so close to Usain Bolt. I've made loads of speed runs on Minecraft. I've beaten loads of records at once. That's what I do, though. You know what I mean? That's my hash. Actually means record breaker in Arabic. So all I'm saying is, you know what I mean. You guys can say what
does hash actually mean in
no
Arabic?
fucking clue.
I
No
thought it
fu-
meant like hash brown, like something that you eat.
Oh my god.
no fucking clue. No clue what it means. But it is what it is. But Sid, what about you, man? What are you not good at? I can list some for you, like looking good, being entertaining, being funny. But what about you, bro? What do you think you're not good at?
I mean,
Please.
I feel like because Hash
Yo,
picked
I
this
mean-
question, so he could roast Sid.
Yeah. Clearly.
Like he did just now.
You're gonna be mean like that on the podcast. I don't want to do this anymore with you.
That's exactly what I meant. You know what I mean? Sensitive people, it's their issue.
I'm joking. I mean,
Stick that in. That's good. That's good.
it's gonna hurt my feelings, Hash. Don't invite me. But one thing, especially with Twitch as a whole, that I'm not very good at is kind of just retaining new viewers. I find it very difficult to be entertaining enough. Like genuinely, like I don't have the initial like grab. Like someone like Hash, right? Someone like Hash, you go into their stream, someone's new and stuff like that. You'll get that initial grab. He'll be all up in your face. He's entertaining right from the get-go. Makes you want to stay. For me, it kind of I need second chances, third chances, fourth chances. But then the people I have, like I'm just gonna list off a couple of people: Danilo, Sid, Emily, stuff like that. Like these people, I've got such a great like bond with, and I genuinely care about them, and hopefully they care about me as well, right? Like one thing I'm bad at is getting new people though, which kind of sucks because I mean when you're trying to grow on stream, trying to grow on like Twitch as a whole, you do need that initial grab, but it's pretty difficult for me. Like genuinely speaking, it's pretty difficult for me. That's one thing I'm like pretty bad at.
No, I get what you mean. I think you're right in terms of like I think if you don't do something slightly different to, because there's so many fucking streamers, right? There's not one. There
Yeah,
must be probably like
it's
a million.
oversaturated.
Yeah, there's a lot, especially because of COVID. Like fucking doubled that shit, right? And I'm on about small streamers as well. There is a lot more small streamers than there used to be, and I think if you don't do something like weird in the beginning or like something which is captivating, it's very easy to click off and go to another streamer because there's so many fucking options. You go into any game, you're gonna see hundreds of people on it, no matter what game it is. You know what I mean? What's that shit game you all play? Valorant. Yeah, if you go to Valorant and you go to that, there's so many fucking streamers on it. You know what I mean?
There is.
Yeah.
So like, I completely get what Seven Thugs is saying when he says that he feels like.
But then,
Sorry, you was...
yeah, but then one thing that I'd kind of like put forward as well is how can you create that like genuine kind of grab and stuff like that. Yes, you have to be different with everything, but at what point does it become forced different and actual different, right? Because if I all of a sudden tried taking your lingo or like tried taking Blowfish's lingo or Abe's lingo or whatever, right, and like how you guys handle streams and stuff like that, how does that differ from me being me and me just stealing someone else's? Because honestly, it wouldn't work for me. Like if I were to do it, if I were to do what you do and I'm like, yo, hey guys, I'm Seven Thugs, all up in your face on side, it's not gonna work for me.
I'm 21 from the UK. How are you?
Yeah, I'm 21 from the kid.
Who does that? That could not be me. Never me.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely not. Well, another thing about being, built different is, and talking about, bringing something to the table different. I remember when Hash rated Abe here, the man was doing a crayon eating stream, which was probably the most fucking amazing thing. One of the most amazing Twitch streams of 2020 that I've ever seen. And I'm just like, he actually fucking
Actually,
did
2021.
He was
2021.
Yeah. He was eating fucking crayons, man.
I was just like, dude, what? This is amazing. How are you not dead? That was like me.
I spoke about this in another podcast, right? And Abe, you weren't here, but I can't explain to you what went through my head because I didn't know what you were doing at this point because you were just sat there, and I raided you. And then you were like, hi, what's up? And then you went, alright, cool, let's continue. And you fucking bit a crayon. I just looked at it and I normally when I raid people go off and eat. That's the first time. One of the few times I was like, okay, I need to see what the fuck is going on. My guy is literally eating crayons and like ranking their fucking taste or flavors. What do you call it? I don't even know what the fuck.
Yeah, I was ranking their taste.
And you did that shit, bro. I was so confused, man.
Which contrary to popular belief, not all crayons taste like wax. Some of them tasted like blueberry wax. You just gotta really use your imagination.
No. That's just wrong. That's just wrong. I don't know.
No.
But to be honest,
have you ever
I
eaten
was
crayons before?
Okay,
That's
this is what I was gonna go
like,
to. To be honest, I had an idea with Blowfish where I was telling Blowfish when we have Abe on for stream, I was just gonna start off the stream by eating a crayon, but I couldn't find it because the local supermarket I work at doesn't have the crayons. They're too expensive, and I'm a bit broke. So
fair enough.
But I had plans of literally chomping a crayon at the side. No way. Is he looking for a crayon?
I am. I think I threw them all away. I don't.
No! Oh, come on. Let's go.
What was your favorite one?
When we're talking about crayons, someone just asked, "What's your favorite crayon flavor?" Like, if you could go back into your memory and ask the,
I want to say one of my favorites was probably cotton candy.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
And what color is that? What color is that?
Yeah.
Pink.
Like pink. Or
Fuck.
like blue. It was one of those. I just know it tasted really good. Like I didn't even need a palate cleanser for that. It paired really well with a nice.
What was your palate cleanser? Just water?
Wine.
Oh, okay.
Oh
okay.
shit, that is a palate cleanser for days, bro.
It all makes sense. This guy was fully drunk when he was eating crayons. That's how he just magically just started.
Well, okay, I wasn't drunk, but I was drinking.
Okay.
There's a clear difference. I wasn't shit faced. I just happened to be taking a few sips here and there.
I remember it. I remember it.
Okay. Moving on from the topic. So we've all heard everyone's what you're not very good at and everything. The next topic is, what is an alpha male? Is it important to you? Do you think the concept of an alpha male is toxic? I mean, we can start off with let's start off with Blowfish Man again. I mean,
Sure.
because I really like
Yeah.
hearing Blowfish Man talk, so I just want to hear him.
Okay. Honestly, how I see it when it comes to like the whole term of like alpha and beta, I remember when I first heard the term, it was just super memey, right? Like back in 2012, I'm still friends with these group of guys. They're my university friends. We would always like make jokes about that shit. It's like, oh, an alpha male is a guy who gets all the girls, muscular, all that, hairy. So someone mentioned hairy. I don't know why, but I prefer a bare
Is
chest.
this what, more testosterone? I guess.
I suppose, yeah. But at the same time, the main premise of when my friends would make that joke is because like, oh, who's gotten laid and who's not, essentially, right?
Oh. Okay.
So like the guy in the group who smashed the most girls was all like, yeah, I'm alpha and all that, but he was obviously joking around. He didn't really mean it, right?
Yeah.
But if I were to define like what an alpha male is, it's just someone who owns his shit. You know what I mean? Like even if it's like a big mistake or I remember talking to my friends about this over a few beers. I'm like, hey guys, I have a question, and they're like, what's up? Speaking of the whole alpha beta shit, is it alpha when a beta dude fucking owns the fact that he's beta, right? So I'm just like, and like we're actually thinking about it, like, so now I'm gonna ask you guys, like, do you think that like that's what like being a beta male but owning it, would that make you an alpha in any sort of sense, right? But like a typical alpha male, obviously just like muscular, no emotion, etc., smashes all the ladies, all that kind of stuff, right?
Right.
To me, that concept of alpha male, not important, because at the end of the day, like if I'm getting serious here, like alpha is what you make it. Just like what life is, right?
True.
Do I think it's toxic? Hell yeah. Like, do you live in the 50s or something? Do you live in like the early 1900s? Like the old concept, right? But I feel like an alpha male is just something that you own. It's gonna sound like super fucking I guess not conspiracy theorist, but super like deep by saying like, well, I mean, it's relative, the whole definition. But at the same time, like, there's truth to that. Like, hey, if you're a beta male but you fucking own that shit, like it's nobody's business, in my opinion, that's fucking alpha. What about you, Abe? What do you think?
So, I'm actually like in the same boat as you, pretty much. I think the whole idea of this whole like alpha male, fucking beta male, gamma male, delta male,
Deltoid
epsilon
male?
whatever,
Delta
like the
male,
whole
what the
entire
fuck?
Greek alphabet male.
Yeah,
is
the whole fucking
just-
Greek alphabet, man.
It's so
80s
fucking,
male,
it's so fucking cringe. It's stupid as shit. I mean, like, if you want to use alpha in terms of like someone who's, like you said, owns their shit and just like lives like life by their own like terms or whatever, then I understand that. But
Isn't that a Sigma?
That is a
it? I
Sigma,
mean,
yeah. I wanted to say this, yeah.
I thought
So
that was a
from
Sigma.
what-
That's
okay,
a
so
Sigma.
the-
I actually
yeah.
don't know because I'm fucking old, but
You,
still.
you're kind of like your lone wolf. You live by
Yes.
yourself. You
Yeah.
do your own
Yes.
thing. That's
Yes.
a Sigma.
Yes.
You
Yes.
owning
Yes.
up to it. That's a
Okay.
Sigma.
So
yeah.
that's what that is. Gotcha.
Well,
gotcha.
so the way I
That's what I
understand
am.
it,
So
I
I just
my cup holder popped out of my desk. It has one of those because it's built different. Anyway, so the way I always understood Sigma male is basically an alpha who's not loud as shit. Someone who's like, yeah, I'm confident in myself. I don't need to go around and like project how fucking alpha I am to other people. They're just existing. They're like, this is me. That's all there is to it.
I feel like the alphas that do project that kind of stuff, they're definitely compensating for something.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I got what you say. I got what you say.
Yeah,
bro.
that's.
We have a saying in the UK where it's real G's moving silent.
That's true.
Like,
There's
real
Kawhi
G's moving
Leonard is
moving
one of those
silent.
guys.
Okay, okay.
Kawhi Leonard. Right there.
Kawhi Leonard, yes.
100%.
Look at what they did to Toronto Raptors. Such a terrible place, Canada
Hey,
as a whole,
hey.
terrible place. And they won a
hold on.
championship. Crazy.
Hey, hold on. Anyway.
I think what you guys have. All right, I think what you guys have just defined, like majority is what sits at a Sigma male, which is something like does their shit on their own, doesn't give a fuck what anyone thinks. Whereas like the stereotypical alpha male is the motherfucker. Like if there's 10 of us together, who like has the power, the control, the authority sort of system with everyone. You know what I mean? Like so if for example if there's you're somewhere and there's loads of you, you're all doing something and like that person you just know is like the authoritative figure in the group. So yeah, what do you guys think about that? Have you ever felt like that? Like you can say if it was like, I don't know if any of you have ever felt like you're like, I could see as someone I don't think I take that role at all, right? I take alpha bitch, like I own it, right? But if it what do you call it? I see, like, for example, Blowfish's brother. I could see someone like him, like, would take the role without maybe realizing, or maybe realizing. I don't know.
It's true.
Yeah.
He
So, like,
he would. That's the
So
thing.
would that
Excuse me.
matter to you guys? Like, is that something you want? Like, you can be like, do you know what I mean? Like, is that something you
Like-
want yourself?
I was gonna say, so Hash, your question is like, you're okay with someone else taking the lead? Is that what you're trying to get at?
Essentially, yeah, like an alpha male, you know, like the
Okay.
one in power, the leader, the leader of the pack, like of a wolf pack.
Okay.
Essentially, is what it means.
Okay.
So I think
Oh,
I just want to add, like, also, yeah, I forgot to add that as well, the whole, like, leadership aspect to being an alpha male or whatever. But another thing, like, that's important with being a leader is that, like, you also have to learn how to know how to follow too. Because
Yeah.
like part of being a leader is realizing, like, listen, you don't have all the answers to everything. Like, you're a person, you get shit wrong. So if you're able to let someone else who, you know, knows the answers, like, take control and, like, get their shit done rather than letting your ego get in the way, because, like, no, I have to be, like, I know people like that, they're annoying as fuck, and they're like,
are.
no,
They really
I'm the
are.
man of the family, I have to do this, I am not asking for directions. Now if it's not asking for directions because you're afraid to, like, I don't know, talk to a random person, that's a totally different story. But, like, doing it to try to preserve your ego is that's
another
not
thing.
very pog.
You know.
No,
not,
I get
like,
what you
actually
mean.
speaking.
But I have a weird take on an alpha, right? So, like, the stereotypical alpha take is that, yo, it's the person who, like, basically runs the fucking group, you know what I mean? Like, the leader, the strongest one, whatever. But I believe that the alpha isn't that person. I believe, all right, there's 4 of us here, yeah? Now, obviously, Sid
Oh,
could never
God.
be it because he's too small, so Sid's out of it already. But Blowfish and Abe, let's say you guys, between you guys, right? And let's say Blowfish has it. Blowfish, you're the alpha of this group. Because
Okay,
you're the
sure.
strongest, stereotypically, you're the
Okay,
strongest.
thank you.
You're the most brave, all that shit, right? So, but I believe the
I'll lift all
alpha,
of you guys,
I
by the way.
believe the alpha is the is the one who,
I'm
like,
sure, but I'll lift all of you guys.
I believe the alpha is the one who, like, has the mind game over you, like the control over you, like, where I let you believe, Blowfish, I let you believe you're the alpha, but I know that I've got the control over your emotions and the way you think and
I see what you're getting.
the way you play around with. I think that is the alpha, the one who knows that he's giving you the right to do what you think, what you
okay.
want. Does
So
that make
you're
sense?
basically saying the alpha person's a manipulative son of a bitch.
Essentially, yeah, who's got the control.
Jesus.
Who's got the mental control
mean-
over someone. I love it. It's so, like, it's so Hollywood, but I love it. You know, like a movie.
No, I mean,
Jesus.
to be
Damn,
honest,
Ash.
I kind of agree with
Jesus.
that as well. Like, it's alpha male for me personally is like, when we're talking about the stereotypical, it's the buff man, you know, the Chad that, you know, gets all the women, blah 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 blah. That's what the stereotypical thing is, right? But, like,
Yeah.
it's always a saying where someone who's smart will beat someone who's more powerful, right? Like, because they'll be able to use their brains, use what's around them, da 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 da. And I believe the strength in your brain and your knowledge as a whole is a lot stronger than what you can be as like a person, right? Hash is taller than me, but I'll still slap him up easily with my eyes closed on a Tuesday afternoon. Like, and that's just on a physical level. Like, that's not even the brain power, right? Because, you know, I mean, one thing, I've been joking around saying I'm a Sigma male, but I genuinely can't be a Sigma male because I love having people around me as a whole. And, like, there's a lot of times where I do take the leadership position in quite a lot of things, right? I mean, I used to work at this place called Iceland, which is like a very small supermarket where they sell frozen goods, right? And at the age of 18, I was a duty manager looking after at least like 10 to 15 people. I was managing 10 to 15 people in like a very busy local supermarket as a manager role at the age of 18. I mean, like, I feel like I'd be able to fit in that characteristic of being like an alpha or like a sigma kind of thing, right? I'm kind of the leader. I've got the brains. People are trusting me with what to do and stuff like that.
Right.
But at the same time, if those people didn't like me, or if those people didn't like hang around with me and stuff like that, I wouldn't be able to do it, because it was because quite a lot of the people that I was like working under me and stuff were like I was already friends with, right? I was work buddies with them and stuff.
Mhm.
And I like to have like a group of people around me. So like I don't like being the lone wolf. I want to be the wolf in a pack that can be
Right.
like a leader, kind of like an alpha male in a sense, right?
Okay.
That's my take on it.
Yeah, and Peter earlier said that, like, essentially he was saying by Hash's logic, abusive people are the alpha. No. What I mean by this is like, okay,
Yeah, I'm like,
no,
that's
let me
not right.
let me explain what
That's
I
what
mean.
it sounds like.
No,
dude.
okay, let me explain what I mean. So not in a way that you want to hurt this person or stuff like that. No, but what I'm trying to say is like in this group, let's say there's 4 of us here. Let's Blowfish. I'm gonna use you again. Bless you. But I'm gonna throw you as the example. Blowfish, you are the stereotypical strongest, bravest, all that shit, right? And you want to take authority and leadership and control over a situation. But if Abe knew that and had the more mental control over you in the sense that he knows how to like get his way without actually making it obvious he's getting his way. Does that make sense? Because he knows how to essentially work with you, how to calm you down,
Yeah.
how to get on your good side, how to get on your bad side. He knows the ins and outs of the way you think.
Oh,
That
someone who has okay.
So do you
That-
think you're an alpha male, Hash?
no, I don't.
That's
I
so
am.
funny because you're literally doing that right now as you're trying to describe what an alpha male is without
Wait, what am I doing? No.
you're trying to get onto the good side of Blowfish Man and trying to explain your side to an
be
extent
honest,
where someone else agrees with you, which
I
kind
kind
of
of
No,
believe
no,
it,
no.
I kind of don't.
No. Okay,
which kind of
no.
puts you in
Hold
a
up.
sense of you being an alpha male.
No.
I'm not trying to say you're doing this on purpose.
No,
I'm
That's
saying
exposed.
subconsciously.
I think 'cause
subconsciously, that's what's happening.
I think I'm a subconscious people pleaser. I am a people. I think I worry about how people like think about me. Does that make sense? So I know that if I talk about Blowfish, talk about Abe, talk about even you said, I'll say it in a way that I'm not saying something bad about you. You know what I mean? Because I worry about not my image of you, but I wouldn't want you guys to dislike me because I value your thoughts like about what you basically value me as,
Yeah.
right? So like what I'm trying to get to is, I think the stereotypical shit we hear is like, yo, this alpha is this, that. But I think there's more to it now than what it is. Like, I think the person who's in the background, like, who's, you know, like a puppet master? Does that make sense,
Yeah.
that phrase? Like,
Sasori.
yeah, you don't see the
yeah,
fucking
Sasori,
strings and the person holding the fucking, I don't know,
Yeah,
what
'cause
the,
it's like chakra and stuff.
yeah, you don't see that. That's the motherfucker who's controlling everything. You just see the person at the front. You know what I mean? So in
Yeah.
my eyes, the alpha is the puppet master, not the puppet. The puppet is
Yeah.
doing the damage. The
Makes
puppet
sense.
is the strongest.
And you're Pinocchio because you got a long nose.
Okay, yeah, fuck off. But
So basically, any like even in like in terms of animals, like any animal in a pack that has like that leadership position, regardless
Right.
if it's the all right, we're gonna go in and we're gonna fuck up this animal like
Yeah.
on my go, or if it's the one that's like kind of sitting back and they're like if it's like the queen bee for instance, like that's a perfect example of an alpha where the queen
Ooh.
bee is like, all right,
Queen bee.
I have
She's
this
chilling.
I have this giant beehive.
Beyonce.
You guys go do your shit,
shit.
and make this
mhm.
hive better. That is
Pretty
alpha
much.
as fuck.
And she just
Okay,
kind of
okay.
just kills.
Because like they have that influence where they're able to have all these people do things for them.
Okay.
Exactly.
One
And part of-
question.
Part
With,
of wait, hold up. Well, I got one.
Yeah,
last
that's
point.
fine, that's
So,
fine, that's fine,
part
that's
of-
fine. Go ahead.
Part of influence is like the stereotypical alpha male. The only reason why they have that influence, they're like, on average, they use their
size. Yeah.
their all that, like they use their size, like their strength to their advantage to intimidate others. So that's only way like they're alpha because they're using that strength to project that influence. But really, you
okay.
could have that influence in any way.
Okay, but also another thing with I forgot who it was. I think it was either Blowfish or Abe that said it, but it was that a Sigma is literally an alpha that doesn't like glow and doesn't project it that they're an
Yeah.
alpha.
I
Who
didn't
said
say
that?
that, but someone else in chat said
Abe
that.
said that.
That
Or
was
maybe
me.
it might have been Abe. Yeah. Okay.
But that was
I don't
just
know
like
why.
the way I understood it.
Yeah, I don't know why, but that clicks so much for me. Like it clicks so much for me because you guys will probably have people in your life, right? You guys will probably have people in your life that you respect, that like,
yeah.
and or you're scared of, like kind of thing. For me personally, it's my grandfather, right? He's never hit me. He's never like really shouted at me or like had an argument with me or anything.
Mhm.
Never threatened me or anything, right? But he's one of the people. Well, I think he might just be the one person that I am most scared of disappointing. right? If I don't do anything with my life, I'm worried that I'm gonna disappoint him, and that's one of my biggest fears, right? And that's because he is my grandfather, and he's also like kind of like the alpha male of the family, like of a whole family. Our grandparents are held to the highest regard, but the respect that everyone in my family, even like my cousins' family and everything, right? The level that the level of respect they have for my grandfather is so is literally on another level, and he's never asked for that respect. He's never asked for that demand, and I feel like that's like that really clicked for me because I just thought of my granddad and I was like, damn, that's a Sigma, and I think I might just switch my views on the whole Sigma thing. I feel like that's like that is right. Like your view on a Sigma male or a Sigma female, sorry, is very correct, and I actually believe that as well.
Nah, I feel I feel Sid what he's saying, because I remember we said in the old podcast episode when we had Blowfish's brother, and I was talking about how like I'm fucking shit scared of my older brother, like the way Sid says he's like scared of his grandfather, terrified of my older brother, never hit me, never swore at me, never done any like shown any form of aggression towards me, whether it be verbal
he's
or
yelled
physical.
at me.
Yeah, but never. But bar
Back Smasher's yelled at me.
bar his tone changes when I know he's serious, and his eyes. I don't know about how Backsmasher looks when he's mad, or your grandfather Sid, but my brother's eyes get bold. Like they, I don't. He has really small eyes, and they fucking both into your face when he's pissed. That's it. And but like, you're right. If he called me, I'd be like, oh fuck, I need to start running. You know, like I need to get on what he's saying. Yeah, 100, and I accept, 100% accept. That's why I don't think I could ever be the alpha leader or any of that shit, purely because of that. I don't think I'm the bravest. I don't think I'm the strongest. Even Sid, yeah, he was joking. Granted, he's 4'5", but he even said he can bench more than all of us. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. So I'm not the strongest.
Wait, I can bench.
5'5". Wait, I just took that and I was like, wait, what?
Bicep curl, tricep pull, that lat pull. Come on, if you want to go for all of it, you can go for all of it. Just say I lift more than you.
Yeah, you lift more than
everyone. Hash.
Yeah, 100. He's
I
very
have
humble.
a question for you guys then. What kind of person is a person who knows they have the power to take down the alpha but choose not to?
That's the alpha. That's the alpha. Like
it's like, say they're just kind of chilling. They're like, I could manhandle you, but I just choose
that's
not
the
to.
alpha,
Like,
the one who has the mental control. They just know it and they're cool with it.
I don't think so.
I mean, technically,
That's the thing, like,
anyone
what kind of
probably
person is
can,
that?
if you just like,
It's-
I don't know, have your own way of figuring out how to take them down, I guess.
It's if an alpha, like if a person knows they can take down an alpha but chooses not to, if that makes them an alpha, isn't that just an alpha taking down an alpha? Because just because you're an
So two
alpha
alphas.
doesn't mean just because you're an alpha doesn't necessarily mean you're an alpha for the whole thing. Like imagine how many people there are. There's different alphas for different groups, right? In a group of friends, you'll have that friend that's more outgoing or more like, you know, oh, let's do this, and then like the other people are kind of like a little bit of the sheeps kind of thing, the greed stuff, right?
Yeah.
There's not going to be one specific alpha, and one alpha, like for me, an alpha could be like, even if we had the same views and stuff, for me an alpha might be very different to what you perceive to be an alpha, right? Depending on levels, right? Let's say we put it in numbers. If benching 200 for me is really heavy, right? Benching 10 kg for Hash might be very heavy, you know, because he's really weak and fragile, right? So there's different levels of alphas as well, right? So like a level 100 might be an alpha for me, but a level 20 might be an alpha for Hash, right?
Yeah.
So if you're saying a person who can take down an alpha but chooses not to, I'd consider them an alpha as well in the long run, right?
Can I just say, I think Sid has said the most realist thing ever, and I actually have never agreed with him more. You know why? Because I think our definitions, okay, now this is I might be going a bit too deep, of what an alpha is derivative of us and what we value.
Of course.
So for example, for me, I've
It's
never.
my life.
Yeah, that song, yeah, fucking yeah. I've never wanted physical power over anyone. I don't believe in that, especially because in general, growing up, I had to always get told that because I was very tall for my age, and I was like fucking a billion kg as well, so I was always fat, and you know, kids are so small, so I was always really tall growing up. You know, like I can't explain. I was fucking giant and fat as fuck. So like, I don't know if you guys had this in your school, but like in our school, it was two things that mattered: if you're the fastest at running, like I'm on about
Yep.
yeah, like 7, 8, 9,
Yep.
10, right? Or if
Yeah,
you're
that's
the
happening.
the strongest. And I only got strongest because I was the fattest. Like there's no other. But it's true though.
Soul.
But it was true. No, but I didn't. But so because of that, I had to always. I always got told saying that you got to be careful, Hash. Like you might accidentally hurt someone without actually meaning to. Like because I was just a lot bigger growing up in kid size. Obviously, people catch up when you get like to your teens, but
Dude,
pre-teens, like
these white
Yeah,
guys,
man.
they grow like crazy, dude.
They do.
You know what's funny? I know you guys aren't gonna believe me, and I know Hash is gonna make fun of it. I was the second tallest in year 7 and year 8.
It's a little hard to
like-
believe.
it is.
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
you're 5'4",
Because-
bruv. Come on, like,
Because
genuinely,
I had
guys.
a very early growth spurt, so I was 5'5" when I was around 11 years old, 11, 10 years old. 11, 12 years old. I'm 5'5", and I grew up to like about 3-4 inches now. So I'm like I'm 5'9" on a good day.
No, you're 5'4".
On a good day.
No.
On a good day.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
love how you had to make
that
that clarification right there. It's like,
That's
on a
funny.
good
everyone
I can't
here.
lie. I can't lie. I'm not like Hash. Okay, I just can't lie to people.
Oh, fuck off. Everyone
5'9"
here.
on a good day.
Everyone here is 6 and above bastard. I just want to put that out there. This is important. Like,
Abe, you're 6 foot.
yeah, of course
I'm
he is.
6'1".
Exactly.
Abe is
6'1".
6'1".
Exactly,
Abe is
yeah.
6'1",
I'm
yeah.
legitimately 6'1".
Everyone is 6
Actually,
and above. But
Okay, all I'm
I
saying
have a
is, all I'm
screenshot
saying is,
somewhere.
all I'm
But,
saying is, look at the
I
colossal
prefer
titan. Look at Aaron Yeager.
oh, from Attack on Titan. I was like, what the fuck is he
No,
on about?
I was trying to see where you were going with this. Like, I know who that is. It's just.
I was like,
All
okay.
I'm saying, colossal titan's bigger, whatever, but Aaron Yeager just takes him out easily. You guys are the alpha male, the stereotypical alpha male, and I'm the brain power. You know, you guys are level 10 and I'm 100. Okay, that's what I'm saying.
It's that little guy syndrome. They always say that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's always the little
So
people.
I
It's
actually
always-
hate that. I actually
It's
hate
always
that
the
so
little
much.
people. Little people. You know that.
It's like dealing with a chihuahua.
Yeah, the little guys always get angry the
I
quickest.
would know
you
from
know what
work. I
mean?
would
Yeah.
know from work. They're annoying as fuck.
It's always the small guy who gets angry. I've
What is
never
it,
met an angry tall guy.
Napoleon Dynamite syndrome or something? No.
Napoleon
The little guy
Dynamite.
syndrome.
Nah,
Oh,
that's too much of a
Napoleon.
compliment. That's too much of a
No, it's like
compliment.
Napoleon. Wait, is it not
Bonaparte.
Napoleon
It's
Dynamite?
called
I know it's
Bonaparte.
Napoleon.
Napoleon complex. It's called Napoleon
The
complex.
Napoleon
no-
complex.
yeah, there
Okay,
you go.
my bad.
No,
I was like,
come on.
Napoleon Dynamite.
Napoleon is too much of a compliment because he's actually like whatever. I think it's little man syndrome where you know they get excited and angry too. I've never met a tall person who gets angry quickly, but little people like Sid, because they're this big, like they're like you know what I mean, like the size of my fingers. They have to to show themselves out a bit more. They have to show. You know what, Sid? I feel you, man. I feel you. I feel bad for you. I get you. Don't worry about it.
I feel you. Yeah, I
Yeah,
get you.
we get you, Sid. Don't worry about it, man.
That's kinda weird.
We got pity for you, man.
Okay. But moving on. Like, this is actually such a great transition
Very
into
good
the
stuff.
next thing is since we're talking about Napoleon complex and stuff, and this kind of raises a question about ego, right?
Mhm.
Let's talk about the male ego.
Oh shit.
Do you
okay.
guys think it's necessary, or do you guys think it's just an excuse? Like ego in general, like because we are 4 males in here, right? If I'm safe to assume, then
Too much testosterone.
What do you mean by excuse, though? We have to get that clarified first.
right. By excuse, I mean like, do you feel like it can be used as an excuse to kind of explain a bunch of stuff that shouldn't be like correct or such? Like
Okay.
we kind of bring up male ego to kind of explain a bunch of behaviors and such. That do you think it's an excuse or do you think it's completely valid? Like males have a higher level of testosterone. Is it okay to kind of assume that they might be a little bit more aggressive, kind of thing? Is the male ego necessary, or do you think it's an excuse? And does anyone want to take this off first, or shall I give this the Hash champ?
Okay.
Give it to
okay.
Hash.
Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
go on,
Curious.
Hash champ. I really want to hear it. I really want to hear about this.
So I male ego is a weird topic for me, yeah, because obviously, I don't know how you guys were raised, but I was raised in a concept of like you gotta be the manly man, you know what I mean? You've got to be the stereotypically manly man, you know, big and look after this and do that, and if this happens, you have to do it. Or the DIY, you have to do it. Don't cry, don't show emotion, keep it to yourself. Crying, like that one's crazy. Don't drop a tear, like you suck
Right.
that up. I think it's fucked, but why? And the reason why I think it's fucked is because it prevents people from being in a good state of mind. Now, what I mean by that is, recently, I was just talking with my brother-in-law and my sister, right? And we were making jokes and shit, and I was roasting him about like, oh, you cry, oh, what a pussy, all that shit, right? And then he reversed that onto me saying, you're bringing this topic up. Have you ever cried in front of your girlfriend? And I kid you not, if you asked me this question a year ago, I would have went, nah, never. Me crying? Come on, fuck you. Who cries? Like, bitches cry. You know what I mean? But yeah, 100. It's the truth.
No,
But
no, yeah, I know you're being serious, but it's just
but
funny.
yeah, but I had to but you know, if I had to like take 10 seconds to get my answer, to be like, it took a lot out of me to be like, like, all right, yeah, I have. By the way, it's not like I have, but it took a lot for me to, even today, I still struggle with it. You know, for someone to ask me, do you know what I find really hard to say yes to? I'll tell you the truth. Like if someone asked me, do you have those moments where you're feeling really in your feels and you're feeling really emotional and you're just crying and you feel bad for yourself and shit like that? I'm sure 99% of people have gone through that once in their life, right? Or a big fucking, I'm like percentage of it. But I say yes now, but even now, part of me is like, oof, like you're admitting it, Hash. Like you're gonna say you do that. Like fuck, what are you doing, you bitch? Straight up. Because I'd been raised thinking that, yo, you gotta be this strong, you know what I mean, big guy who doesn't ever drop a tear, all that shit, doesn't show affection, you know, cold-hearted and that. So, I think it's stupid, but can I just say one thing? I think there is a few benefits, not of male ego, but of the stereotype of what a man should be. And let me explain which parts I think are beneficial. The parts I think that are beneficial are the parts which make you to continue a task, in the sense that deal with it. I have that mentality with a lot of things, and I feel like if I didn't, I wouldn't be where I am today. Not saying I am a big deal, but not saying that I've made it so big in life. But if I didn't have the mentality of fucking suck
Just
it up,
suck it up and go. With
yeah.
it.
That I wouldn't be streaming how many days I do. I wouldn't be going gym the days I do. I wouldn't be doing a lot of things, because there are many days where I'm like, oh fuck, I'd rather sleep. I'm so tired. I want to. You know, like when friends do something. Sid recently wanted to like hang out and shit. I really want to be like, alright, you know what? I won't stream on that day, but I had to like suck it up and be like,
That's a
no,
lie.
I don't like him, but the other people there, I wanted to hang out with them. But yeah. I wanted to. I had to like tell myself to suck it up, and that is the toxic side, where I'm like, my toxic side comes out, and it's like, yeah, deal with it, Hash, like fucking grow some like guts inside you, and just do it. Don't say no, you know. And there's pros and cons. The pro of it is that I continue streaming, right? And in theory, I'm boosting my viewership, boosting my followers. But the negative is, I might not even be aware of like the concept of how I'm feeling on the inside. I think I'm good, and I'm not saying it's like I want your pity, but I'm saying there could be a chance that I'm not aware, that if I am tired or if I'm not tired or any of that shit, you know what I mean? Because of this mentality stuck inside of me from a young age, that, you know, you just gotta, you know what I mean, brush, take it off and continue. So that, I think as a whole, ego is fucking stupid, and this stereotype of a manly man. But there is a few sides, like what I just explained, that I think could like, I think I see as a benefit personally. I don't know about you guys. So like, what about any of you, man? How do you guys take it? Like, do you agree with what I said, or you like, no, this guy's full of shit?
I agree with what you're saying. I agree with what you're saying, all the negatives and the positives, and it's respectable that you can use it in a positive way, because I don't feel like ego as a whole is negative or positive. It just depends on how you kind of make it out to be, right? If you like having an ego, you can have an ego and kind of keep it to yourself, right? Like I could believe I'm the best at something, and someone tells me I'm not, right? Like it would hurt my ego, but I could keep that to myself, or I could do something negative with it. I could like bring up a negative energy kind of thing, or I could like even harm the person that's saying that, like, you know, pick a fight or something like that. Having ego, I don't think it's a bad thing or a good thing. It's how you use it. And like you saying, you kind of have this suck it up mentality. I'm kind of like that as well, right? I've been brought up in a place where until college, so until we were like what, like 16, Hash? That's normally
Yeah,
college,
yeah,
right?
yeah. 16.
Until we were 16, I had never taken a day off of school, right? I've never taken a day off of school, never called in sick or anything.
Oh, shit.
I missed when I was 10 years old, I missed my bus ride to school because I didn't have enough money, and my parents forgot to give me enough money to buy a bus ticket. I walked an hour and a half when I was 10 years old to go to the school because I was like, I can't call in sick. Like, I'm supposed to go to school. And because it was the whole concept of suck it up, like right now you need to go to school and that's your one thing, right? Regardless of if you're sick, if it's Christmas, like there was Christmas holidays when it was snowing, right? Completely packed, and the teachers told us not to come into school. I was one of like 5 people in the entire school that was still in school, right? Because my parents were like, I don't care what is happening, unless it's like some earthquake or like some school shooting or something or whatever, right? You're gonna go to school at that point in time. And right now, like, I kind of have that mentality as well, right? I've never called in sick from work. I think I've only called in sick from work like a couple of times when it's literally I don't know if you guys remember, I hurt my back like really badly and I was bedridden for about 2.5 to like 3 weeks. It was like ages ago before the podcast, right? That's the only time I called in sick. When I twisted my ankle. When I twist my ankle, it takes a couple of days for you to recover. Like, I twist my ankle playing basketball because it's just natural, right? And I was always at the point where I'm like, yo, suck it up. You're like a manly man. Like, you know, you need men just suck it up. They don't cry about it and stuff like that. I've kind of conditioned it. This is very stupid, by the way. I'm not trying to boast about this or gloat about this. It's very stupid, but I've got say.
I said just power through it, just gloat about it.
Oh yeah. So if I twist my ankle playing basketball now, I'll sit out for like 10-20 minutes and then I'll start walking on that foot again and I'll go, yeah, it doesn't hurt, and eventually I lead myself mentally to go, it doesn't hurt, and I'm back out there playing basketball. It's very stupid. I'm injured, I need to rest, but I'm so in that mental state where it's like I trick myself into thinking I'm not hurt and I play basketball and I actually recover quickly as well, but it's very stupid because I need the rest.
Yeah,
I think that's such a positive though. I think what you're doing
that's a positive way of thinking about
you're
it.
conditioning yourself to get stronger. But then what I question is that you and I agreeing with each other, or the 4 of us agreeing with each other because we have this toxic concept in our mind where we think it's right.
I feel like we've all had like pretty similar upbringings, right? Abe,
I'm curious about your upbringing.
Abe, what about your upbringing? Because knowing Hash and Blowfish, I know about their upbringings and stuff like that, and like just being Asian in general, right?
Yeah.
Abe, well, how about yourself?
So in my case, to start things off, I think male ego is just total bullshit, and it's just an excuse for toxic behavior. I'm just gonna get that out of the way right out the gate.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Me personally, growing up, now I come from a Middle Eastern background, so there's a lot of like, it's my mom's side of the family who's Middle Eastern, and like on that side of the family, I've noticed a lot of like, oh, like you have to be the man of the house or whatever, like men aren't, you gotta be manly, all that bullshit that like just gets, that like society just pushes on you or whatever. Like I've seen all that, but luckily I'm like so far like not like separated from my family, but like I wasn't around them like too much to the point where it like had that much of an impact on me, because like my dad was the type of person who didn't really give a shit. He was like, if I had to say like a person I think is a Sigma male, I would probably say my dad maybe, but he was also someone who yelled a lot, try to like get his point across and to try to have like actually like by the time I turned 12 it got pretty, but it wasn't necessarily growing up, it wasn't necessarily that, or you can't cry, like that's shit that you don't do, like you're a man, just man the fuck up. Like my dad never said that. Now like where that has like kind of affected me, like any like idea of that I've adopted have been from like, let's say like school, hanging out with other friends, like stuff like that is where I would like, where those things I like saw a lot of those things as well, so kind of had that idea ingrained in my there. It wasn't necessarily like my upbringing like from my family, but more so just like the people I like hung out with like from school and whatnot, where I like adopted those kinds of things, which
Okay.
again, like I said, is total bullshit. But on the going back to the whole like male ego thing, I see it's so I believe that like in terms of ego, it's like you guys brought up how like there's positives to it where it's like, all right, like listen, I want to do this thing, I'm going to just like stick it out and power through it. Which it depends. Like if it's something that you really want to do, definitely like do it. But at the same time, you also have to like be aware of your own limitations, which I feel like is something that isn't really like it's something that's not really like spoken about much. Like we're all human, like we have our limitations. But outside of that though, I'm going to like answer to the flip side of that is that in terms of ego, let's say it's like, all right, you've been going to work every single day, you refuse to take a day off because you're like, no, I'm a man, I gotta power through this. Now the opposite to that in terms of ego is the more like self-centered part of it, where it's like, you know what, I have to take a day off, so I'm just gonna do that. My coworkers could figure it out. Now you have to have a healthy balance because you have to do what's best for you, but it's also a matter of not fucking over other people, which I honestly I see their ego as an excuse to fuck over other people or to like dodge accountability for their actions, where it's like, listen, if you have to take off from work, if you can't make like if you're the starting quarterback of a football team, whatever, and you can't like make it to that game, that's one thing. But then whenever it becomes like a persistent habit of going in and showing up, like, and you're just using that like, oh, I need to like look out for myself, it's like at that point, like, just quit, I guess.
Yeah.
Like you gotta really like know what your limit is. And again, there's a fine balance. There's a fine balance between just doing things and like quitting them just to like power through it because you really want to do it, and then fucking over people at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay, lastly, Blowfish, man. Oh, actually, go
Wait,
ahead.
I'm interested in like what do you mean by the ego and like selfish bit? Like, give examples.
So a lot of times I would hear ego like always be thrown in the same like in the same category as being self-centered. That's just what that was.
Okay, so if you use your ego, you're being selfish, essentially, or if you let it control your action.
It is all completely situational. There are some points where it's like, I need to take a day off, and there are other parts where you like, you know what, I'm just gonna say fuck it and do what's best for me, which you should be doing what's best for you. But at the same time, you shouldn't like whenever you're using it to avoid accountability. Whenever you're using it to avoid accountability, that's whenever ego also sick. So it is a balancing act essentially.
Yeah. Honestly, like I do agree with Abe. I was like, yeah, male ego is total bullshit. You know, it's just a gigantic excuse for, you know, dodging accountability, screwing over other people. Because you gonna ask me something, Sid, or?
Do you think it's because you guys, genuinely speaking, do you think it's because you guys are a little bit older than us? Like you've kind of experienced it, like a little bit of like,
you know,
because generally speaking, I don't think I've really thought about this too much when I was like
growing up.
younger.
Yeah, 100.
Concepts like this is just like pretty. Concepts like this is pretty new to me still. Like stuff like toxic masculinity and stuff, and all that stuff. It's like it's some stuff that I've learned about in the past couple of years. Like, would you guys think this is something that comes with age as well, a little bit wiser maybe?
I would
possibly,
think so. Yeah, me and I think so too.
Yeah, you guys are ancient, right?
Like 35.
Dude, I was there when fucking, you know, the dinosaurs were around. Come on, dude. Come on. We already went through this. Come on.
The Fred Flintstones and everything.
Yeah, man. I used to drive like a stone car. I used to have a pet T-Rex, but you know, look what the fuck happened to the dinosaurs.
Oh,
man.
Don't even get me started on the pterodactyl record player. That shit went
dude, that shit was
know
fire
about that. Like,
wait, what?
You kids are running around with your iPhones and iPods.
Oh, we had pterodactyls.
Record
the
player.
pterodactyls.
I know, right? And remember when, like, what the fuck is what with bumper cars? We used to use like Triceratops to do that shit. You know, like the Triceratops bumper car thing.
Wait, so how'd you guys?
Do you remember
how'd you guys survive the Big Bang?
We just did.
We listen.
I became a mole person and then re-evolved.
Listen. Want to know how we survived it?
We're built
How?
different.
Because we just straight up built it.
Oh, cut you off. Ah, Abe's
so
face.
bad.
Alright,
Abe's so
forget-
bad.
Forget what Blowfish Man just said. All right, want to know why we survived it?
Yo,
we just built different.
We're just built
You see,
different.
Blowfish,
and that
that's
just
karma.
happened.
That's
That is
karma.
karma.
That's karma for taking
Well,
Abe's.
You know what? I'm
spotlight.
gonna. I guess before I fix that up, I guess I'll answer my question.
yeah. All right, Blowfish. Let's
But
I'm
yeah,
interested.
for real. If I'm gonna get real with you guys, male ego total bullshit, 100%. I do agree on Abe with that one, and I do agree with this point where like if you use your ego to fuck over other people, you're just an asshole at that point. Like actually speaking,
Of
there
course.
were countless times before we actually got reliable staff at my workplace. We would hire these younger kids who was literally treating it like it was their first job because it was, right?
Right.
And then every single time whenever it was like a busy day, mainly weekend work, right? These kids would always call in sick, right? Like at first, like when it first happened, you're like, okay, whatever, right? It happens. People call in sick all the time. Why not? But then it would happen like every second Saturday, every second Sunday, and then we're at that point we're like, okay, like I literally like took my boss aside, I was like, okay, like they can't be getting away with this shit because it's a pattern. These guys are literally young kids who are taking their day off because they don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like I don't care if I don't care how much you're getting paid. You signed up for this job, you go to work, which is the whole thing with sucking it up in a way, right? Like I do agree with what you guys have said about the whole sucking up concept, depending on what you're doing, right? Obviously all of us love streaming, so maybe there's some days, even me, I'll full out admit to it. Also, lighting looks a lot better without the green screen. I'll full out
true.
admit to it that there's definitely some stream days where I wasn't 100%, but fake it till you make it, right? Like I would go on, I would still do my thing.
Of that.
Yeah,
Discipline.
like I would agree with Sid, like I've done that, fine. Even though
I feel like we all
here,
have.
yeah, up here, I knew I wasn't ready. I wasn't, mentally well at the time. There's definitely like some parts in life where you do 100% have to suck it up. But at the same time, I do also have trouble just taking a day off for you, right? Like as Abe said, it is a balancing act. I do have trouble with that because even Backsmasher has flat out admitted to me, he's like, out of everyone in this fucking family, you're the hardest worker, but at the same time, don't burn yourself out too hard, right? Which it's happened before.
And
not with,
Filipinos
streaming.
work hard as well.
They do work hard. They do work hard.
Filipinos
Dude.
work hard.
I think Asians.
Let me
in
tell
general
you,
work hard,
let
though.
me tell you, Sid Hash, let me tell you, and Abe for that matter, my mom
I stay
retired
clean.
60. Jesus Christ, that's Consuela, damn it. But seriously, like my mom, nurse, got her I think I've said it on the podcast. When she got here, she had to re-get everything while working full time in a fucking hospital. That's insane.
Yeah, that's tough.
So she essentially had to get all of her degrees twice, which is fucked.
Yeah.
So now it says first time she retired, that was like 2017, right? She was chilling at home for like 6 months and a bit, goes back to work part-time because she was bored, retires again when COVID comes around, and now COVID's sort of ending here, goes back to work. She's literally working again.
Yeah, 'cause she's used to
I'm
it.
like, that she's used to it, right? Because like my mom also had like a very high position in the workplace, like she was like manager level essentially, right? And me and Backsmash always make a jokes like mom doesn't know how to relax. I'm like, there's truth to that.
No.
Dude,
Right?
it's
Like,
crazy.
It's kind of sad because I feel like I did sort of inherit that part as well. Like sometimes like I catch myself saying like, hey, I could go hang out with friends, or I could stream, I could work on videos, I could do this, I could do that, right? Work on the newest single with T-Child, right? But at the same time, like sometimes I go into that sort of work not clearly not mentally ready for that kind of stuff, right? And I still do it. It sucks, but like at the same time, like after everything is said and done, I'm just like, maybe I should have just taken this day off, But at the same time, I know myself in the sense that like, hey, once I start making it a habit, it's going to be hard for me to get out of it, right? So that's another thing for me when it comes to ego. I'm not too sure if that matches up with ego in any way. And yeah, that like at the end of the day, it's just male ego is total bullshit for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I was also gonna like add to that, like definitely take days off from streaming. Like if you have to, like I've taken plenty of days off streaming. It would just be like
Yeah.
a one off, like here.
Me too.
There was one time where I was just straight up like, yo guys, I'm not gonna be on this week. I'm gonna be chilling, and it was just that. Like as long as you're like communicating and that stuff, that's all good. Because at the end of the day, like your community is your friends. Like they want you to like be at your best. Like,
Mm.
true. So like feeling that pressure where it's like, all right, I'm not feeling too good, but people are expecting me to go on, so I'm gonna power through it anyway. Like I've done that before, and like
I've done that so much.
it's not like it like really. I mean, sometimes it's like apparent, like, oh shit, he does not look too good, but like at the same time, you just gotta know your. I mean, if anything, sometimes like if I start feeling like shit midstream, I personally would just be like, all right, guys, I'm not feeling too good. I'm gonna call it right there. Which I mean, I don't think that has happened midstream, but like,
But can I say?
definitely,
mean,
like,
I've
taken those days off.
I've
are
had
really
a
important.
I've had a couple of streams where it's I haven't been feeling good, but I've just been like, okay, suck it up.
Mhm.
What happens happens, and I've gone on stream, but what's happened is when something like technical difficulties, normally if my stream gets stuck, I just end stream. I'll go sorry guys, and I just restart stream and I pretend like it's nothing happened, right?
Yeah,
And I
100,
continue on
100,
stream,
yep.
which is perfectly fine. But sometimes when I'm in that state of I need to suck it up, I don't care, and I might have a lower viewer base, right?
Mhm.
I might have a lower viewer base. I'll get technical difficulties. My headphones don't work anymore.
Oh shit.
Just stuff like that. It kind of gets to you, and then sometimes I do like kind of go, okay, like even if I am sucking it up, I'm just not having fun right now. So I've had those streams where I've done it for like half an hour and just been like, okay, I tried sucking it up. It's not working. I'll see you guys. Today's a little bit of a shorter stream. I'm sorry guys. Today was just a just chatting stream. I didn't feel like playing a game. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow or a different day. And I feel like that's completely fine as well, because I want to be in the perfect state. I want to, or not the perfect state, but I want to be in a good state where I can project my best self. Sometimes you're in the suck it, like, sometimes you're in the suck it mode, and then sometimes you're not.
I
Right?
came back here and say suck it mode. What did
What
this
the
turn
fuck?
into?
Wow.
Wow, Sid. I'm kidding.
The thing is, though,
Um,
I don't know if this is like, okay, I don't know if I'm right if I say this or anything, but you know when Abe, you just said like the whole like, oh, sometimes you can take a week off and stuff like that, like you can take a break or whatever.
Hash doesn't agree, bro.
I personally believe at this stage where all of us are, meaning nothing on Twitch, right? There's probably 10 people that know us, right? But where there's not many people, not a big loyal community. Like I'm gonna say like 100K followers. Until you get to 100K, you haven't got a base. I don't think you should until you've gotten to that. But let me explain myself why. I really believe that you have to be one of the greats at anything. Now this could be Twitch, this could be fucking boxing, this could be golf, it could be whatever you do. I don't know, volleyball, right? Whatever it is. I think if you want to be the great, you have to remain disciplined, irrespective of how you're feeling. Even if it's a day you're hating it, you have to do it as if you love it, and just not stop until you make
Have
it.
you heard of the concept 10,000 hours?
Yeah, I have.
yeah, I have to.
No.
It's if I'm not mistaken, it's if you want to like perfect something or be like a master or something, you need to
Oh.
fucking 10,000 hours or something.
There was this podcast I watched with Mike Tyson. I assume you all know who
Mike
he is.
Tyson?
Yeah.
Like Tyson?
So I'm sure I fucking love the dude. I look up to him because of what he says,
he's
right?
great.
I
He's a
look
massive
up to him.
druggie now though.
Yeah, but I don't care about that. I look up to him for his work ethic and his like advice.
Oh, 100%.
And he said one thing, and one thing he said is,
The famous farmer.
yeah, yeah, Debbie's right. He said one thing in terms of that quote I just said earlier, like you just do it even if you hate it, and do it like you love it, and you just don't stop. And Mike Tyson said,
Yeah.
like, if you remain disciplined for a long time on anything, you will become great at it. And I believe Twitch is the same. I really believe that taking a week off today will hinder so much more, and it will take you so much longer to get that week back. Like what I'm trying to say is, it's way easier to lose viewers than gain viewers, and I'm sure you can all agree that, right?
Oh, 100%.
And I think in that week, no matter who you are, all of us will lose some people, right? More than likely. Not everyone's gonna be like, you're the best. Most people, or some people be like, yeah, fuck this, or they might like someone else. Like I read this stat where it was like it takes 4 days for the average Twitch viewer to move on. Like 4 days of a streamer not streaming.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's why I believe for the first, I don't know, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, you have to remain consistent. And I'm not saying don't value your mental health and shit. Of course, put that first
Yeah.
and don't die over it. But if you know you can, then I'm going to say to the three of you and anyone else, anything you do, just discipline over everything. Motivation is I always say this, right? Motivation is like a fucking chemical. It's a chemical fucking balance in your brain. It's like anything. It's like happiness, sadness, whatever. It goes up and it goes down. It won't it's no chemical reaction is infinite. It won't be there forever. But discipline isn't a chemical reaction. That's you. That's your character. And that's you persisting with something non-stop. You won't always be motivated. But you keep on doing it, and then you get to that stage where you're like, I fucking love what I do.
Motivate.
Exactly. You bring that motivation back again. Wow. Did you all just hear what I just said? Fuck my life.
What happened to Stat? What happened to Hash? What?
I'm like fucking genius. Oh my god.
I
I
actually likes Mike
Hash.
Tyson because they have the same list.
I'm cool with that.
Any
I'm cool.
in the chat.
Jeez.
Hash Champ.
All right.
Mike Tyson.
All right. I got a bit of a rebuttal for Mr. Hash Champion over here.
Oh boy.
You ready for me to come out
Our
your neck?
first
Actually,
rebuttal.
I'm not gonna come out your neck. But anyway, so like I get what
You
you're
said
saying.
but.
But so I definitely get what you're saying with being consistent. Like being consistent is what you have to do or whatever. But the thing is, if you have to take a week off or whatever, you can still engage with your community outside of the times you stream. You
Of course.
That's true.
should be
That's very
engaging with your
true.
community outside of the times you stream. So like that's essentially how like whenever I took a week break off and I didn't see, like much of a difference whenever I came back because I was still like hanging out in other people's streams. I was still talking to my community and whatnot and like still making shit on Twitter or whatever. So like that's how I didn't notice like a significant drop because like everyone was understanding about it. They're like, listen, I got to take myself a week off and then I'll be back. So, but I mean, I do see where you're coming from, but I also see that as one of those old school, like, I don't know, if you go on like r/backslash our Twitch or the Twitch subreddit, whatever the fuck it's called, you'll see people like, bro, you have to stream 5 days a week, 8 hours a day in order to get any type of following. No, that's total bullshit.
No, I don't agree
don't
with
have
that
to do
either,
that.
yeah.
Like, you have to do other shit. Like, you have to take days for, you have to take outside responsibilities, which sometimes like bleeds into the time that you're supposed to be streaming. Like, so those are just some things you have to account for. And as long as you're like being engaging outside of Twitch, then you'll be solid. So people will understand whenever you have to take a break or whatever, and you
No.
can make that time back up and like even use that time to do stuff on other platforms.
Yep.
Which is actually like how you grow on Twitch.
I think you're right in terms of if you take this week off of Twitch, then and if you, so let's say for example, there's 30 people that watch you, right, and you keep in contact with all 30 people. You message them, you talk to them, you talk in your server, all that shit. Fair enough. I think at that sense, yeah, I think you, in general, wouldn't lose a viewer or any of that stuff or anything. But I believe that most people, when they do take this break, they kind of shut off from everything. When they, which completely makes sense, and I think that's when it's a huge negative because, we all know how long it takes to even get fucking 10 views consistently and 20. None of us are at 30 average viewers. You know what I mean? And we've been streaming for collectively a long time together. Most of our viewers know one another as well. Even then, we're not at 30 consistently. You know what I mean? Highest it is 20 on a good day. So that's why I believe that if someone who does take that week or two off and shuts off because they want to take a break from like social media and all that shit, the negative detriment of that action is so fucking significant because they don't have a solid foundation. They have like nothing. Like it's just fucking, it's like putting concrete on sand, like a big block on sand. It's gonna go down slowly, but it will go down. You know what I mean? And they haven't made a solid foundation just yet. So I think your example of like when you took your week off, you said you kept in contact with everyone. I think I wouldn't even count that as taking a week off though, because you're still keeping in contact. You're still tweeting. You're still hustling, is what I would say.
Yeah.
But I'm on about the peoples who believe, and I'm not saying it's wrong. You are entitled to do what
It's-
you want. The ones who would like just shut off, you know what I mean? I'm out for a week, guys. You can't.
Oh, yeah.
You can't. I'm gone. I'll reply
Go-
after 2 days.
Okay. Okay.
All
yeah,
that
dropping
stuff.
off the grid for a week, like off of everything.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
a
that would
different
definitely.
story,
Yeah,
That's terrible.
I wasn't. I thought you were just talking about in the scope of just streaming.
No, no.
Streaming in
just
general.
just
No.
Twitch, just hitting go live and that's it. Like not doing that for still like doing. So
No, because
I see what your point is.
Yeah, because what you're doing is still hustling.
Normally when I'm on my breaks and stuff like that, I'm on other people's streams.
Same.
I'm watching
Actually, though.
Blowfish, Hash. Abe
I'm on
streams really
Twitter
late,
as
so I
well.
can't necessarily always
Yeah.
catch Abe's. But I'm on like other people's streams. I'm mods in like different streams as well, so I like mod over people. And you kind of branch out with other people's community
Yep,
because when they meet
pretty
new
much.
people, you kind of meet new people as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's when you can kind of capture them or like you can start making friends with them. I mean, like one of my really good consistent viewers is Domo, right? Initially Domo hated me. She was Frosty_AFK's viewer, and I used to always tease her, and Domo hated me, but now she's like one of my like most consistent viewers, and she even bought me like Portal 2 and stuff so we could play together and stuff. And like it's just it's I got that from being in someone else's stream when I was on one of my breaks, right? And one thing I was trying to say was I respect what Hash is saying and stuff like that as well, but there's one person which is Logan Paul. You guys all know Logan Paul, right?
Oh yeah.
Who's that?
Oh,
again?
Who's that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, the guy that fought
All I'm
Floyd
gonna say is,
Mayweather.
ugh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right, but basically he did a very recent podcast with KSI. Like they were like enemies for like a long time, right?
Yeah.
And in that sense, he said he had that same mindset where he was, I need to suck it up. This is where I'm growing. This is like just the beginning of my YouTube career. I just came from Vine. Vine just died. I need to get as much people to retain and follow me onto YouTube as I can because this is the time. And he did daily, consistent uploads every day. He was doing it. And in that podcast, he talked about how he was literally, hey, to his best friend George Yankos or something, right? Hey, let's do this bit for my vlog, right? And then he's like, okay, yeah, sure. And all of a sudden, he's literally like bleeding from his nose and stuff. His eyes, like his eye bags are like crazy and stuff. He's coughing up blood, and he goes, "Oh yeah, sorry about it. Sorry about that." Goes to the toilet, just wipes it up and stuff. Comes back 10 minutes and goes, "Yeah, let's do the bit," and stuff like that. And it got to a very toxic place where he wasn't caring about his own mental health, B, physical health, is C, his relationships with other people and stuff like that. Like it got to a point where it was kind of really toxic, right?
Yeah.
I mean, one thing Hash always says is I always leave 7 o'clock to, sorry, not 7 o'clock, what's it, 9 o'clock, right? Now it's 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
But 8 o'clock to whatever time he finishes, he says I always leave that to streaming, right? And he's gotten a habit of saying no to his friends if they want to hang out at a certain time, right? Which is great and all, but I would also disagree that's very toxic because saying you consistently can't make a certain time, of course, if they like friends of yours, they'll change it to a different time and such, right? But that can't always be the case. That can't always be the case. That can get very toxic. It can seem like you're not giving an equal amount to what like, a different
100%.
friend might be given, right?
100%.
And for me, it's becoming very apparent this year because this year I've gone through a very weird stage where I've been like all my friends I've had in the past that I used to be super close with, I'm not close to them anymore. I don't know why, and it really hurts me that I'm not close to them, right? And I've contacted about at least, genuinely speaking, at least 30 people I used to talk to, right? I mean, it's not necessarily always let's meet up or stuff like that, right? It could be one night I just had like a conversation with them for like 4 hours, 5 hours, right? Sometimes it might just be, oh, yo, what's up? How you doing? Like, oh, how's your life been? Oh, you're happy? Okay. Like, that's cool, man. Like, you know, talk to me. Like, you know, we should we should talk more and stuff. Like, I miss you. Like, stuff like that, right? It's genuinely stuff like that. At least to 30 people. I've met people I haven't met in ages, years even, right? And that's one reasoning for that was I was always in a state of I'm working, like I'm studying, I'm doing like I said, in all my years of working I've never called in sick except like twice or 3 times, right? this is over 5 years. 5 years I've never called in sick when I wasn't when I was supposed to be in, right? And there's so many times where I missed opportunities to hang out with my friends and stuff, and I've realized at the age of 21, damn, I really didn't enjoy my teens, and it's a shame for me, and I'm trying to kind of rekindle the relationships and friendships that I used to have, which is one thing where I respect Hash for doing it, but at the same time I think it's very stupid. Kind of similar to what Logan Paul was going through, right? Like this whole grind thing is perfectly fine until it becomes toxic, until it becomes harmful to you, right?
Yeah.
And depending on different people, you might have the suck it mentality just as the next person, right?
Yeah.
But the amount you can take is very different to the amount someone else can take.
Yeah. And also, I just gotta bring up another quick point too. So you used Jake or Logan, Paul, whichever fucking one, came from
Logan.
Vine, came from Vine
Both
and
of
YouTube,
them
right?
came from Vine, to be honest. Yeah.
On YouTube, yep. And basically just spent day in and day out pumping out videos until they got a solid following on YouTube. Now, the thing is that like having a following on another platform makes it exponentially easier. So it's like I don't even know, like they had that following already. So that should just tell you that like if you don't already have that following, like please don't like neglect all of your like outside of content creating responsibilities. Don't neglect all your friends just to sit there and grind out videos, stream TikToks, SoundCloud songs, whatever the fuck, because these people were doing this and they had a significant following already.
Yeah,
like that's just.
I have a question for you guys then, because I agree. I agree. In the recent months, recent weeks, actually when summer started for me, so around July, beginning of July, I felt like what Sid is saying in terms of I felt like I have been that friend who bails more often or cancels more often, because it's true, I do prioritize, and I say very openly that I put my streaming way above a lot of responsibilities. Like I don't care about anything. I'm gonna stream because this is my career. This is what I want. You know what I mean? And I have to, and you have to remain disciplined and consistent towards it. So my question to you guys is, let's say you stream 5 times a day, right?
5 times a week? Or,
oh shit!
A week.
That is a grinder.
Yeah,
I wonder if I haven't heard one.
Day. What the fuck?
If you let me do like 10-minute streams, then yeah, sure.
5 times a week. Yeah.
5 times a week. You guys stream 5 times a week. Now let's say you have a job too. Yeah.
Okay.
Now you guys have a job, so you work. Let's say the stereotypical hours 9 till 6. By the time you get home, yeah. So you're home 9 till 6.
5. Holy shit.
But like by the time you leave and get home, it's never 5. It's always 6, right? So 9 till 6. That's when you're home. Now you guys, I don't know if you go gym as well. Let's say you give gym an hour or 2, and then let's say you stream 5 days, Monday to Friday, have your weekend free. Do you not agree that it's then hard to maintain this balance of? So for example, last summer, right, I would be hanging out with friends every day. Every day. There's this park near where me and Sid live, and they all play basketball. I don't play basketball for shit. I'm crap. But I still go just for the social aspect, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Talk to people, hang out, all that stuff. But like this summer, I've probably been once. No cap, once. And I meet up with people like my friends who I see every day, like once every 4 or 5 days. And that's me now because I'm like, yo, fuck Hash, you're becoming that dude. And that's because I've held myself accountable for always fucking bailing, you know, especially the days I work.
Now you're the bailer though. Like you're genuinely the bailer.
The days I work, my shift is always the same. So it's 8:30 until 6. I get home at 6:30 every day. That's the days I work, right? Then boom, an hour and a half later I'm streaming. Cool. I finish around 11 p.m. right? 10:30, 11 p.m. And then I go gym for an hour and a half, you know what I mean? And then I'm like, fuck, I'm drained by that point. I'm like, yo, I've had a 10-hour shift nearly. I've streamed. I fucking went gym. I'm tired as shit. So, but Sid's right. I have not lost friendships, but they have a lot of them have declined over like how many. So if let's say I had 10 friends, now I've probably got 5 close friends over 10 close friends. A lot of those relationships have lessened because I find it harder to make that time. And I don't know about you guys, like you have servers and shit. You have to also keep in contact with so many other people as well on your Discords, you know? You talk to people on Discord, on, I don't know, Instagram, Twitter. I don't even use Twitter, but Twitter, for example. All these other things. So, and I remember I read this quote by Michael Jordan. And I'm sure you all know who the fuck he is, right?
Goat. Who?
Oh yeah, that dude, yeah, that tall guy. Yeah, but
not me.
The
Who
tall
Michael
guy, the
Rowling,
one
Michael...
who plays basketball.
and he said
one.
Yeah, he said one real
That's
thing.
like half of the league. What's next? He's black.
Yeah, the black dude. You know. Anyway.
But I think he said something along the lines of to become famous, right? To be the best, he said, and to be one of the best, you will lose a lot of contact with your friends and family for a while. But he then said, when you work those 5-10 years and fucking build the strongest motherfucking foundation ever, like Michael Jordan can do anything and people will fucking follow him. You know what I mean? Dude could start a fucking a jelly fucking Jello for Americans brand and people would buy that fucking brand because it's his. You know what I mean? He can do whatever.
Yeah.
You create so much freedom that you can now do whatever you want whenever you want. For example, all the big streamers, they can stream whenever the fuck they want.
Actually,
They can stream at any time, any day of the week, any country, any fucking location, and they can do anything. XQC did a stream where he wasn't talking to his chat, he just had his haircut. There was a barber, put his phone in front, and he was just sat like this. And 100k, 100k viewers though, you know what I mean?
Fucking crazy.
Yes,
right?
so in my
That's
mind,
nuts.
I do something, and I agree with Sid. I have.
More and more you talk about this XCC guy, the more and more I dislike
I
him.
love him. I
Like,
love him.
what is this, man?
I know that
Yeah.
Abe loves him too.
I love him. I love him.
I want to say I love him, but he
I don't know. I just dislike his
But, like,
community.
Irrespective of how you feel about him, he's still one of the biggest, right? And
Oh, yeah,
my
yeah.
belief is, and I've had this from day one, that I know I'm able to give less time towards friends and family, even my relationship, for example. But I know that if I work my ass off these next 4 or 5 years, like I have a belief that by 2025, I'll have a solid foundation on Twitch. It's a 5-year plan. I started in 2020. I gave myself a 5-year plan. I was like, I hope I'm not wrong. I hope it's even quicker. You know what I mean? I hope one TikTok goes viral and it's all done for me. But that's very that's too much on chance, right? But if I make it by 2025, I know that the freedom I will have then. Fuck, man. I don't have to follow a 9 to 5 schedule or this many. I can fucking do whatever I want. You know, I can just sit here and I can stream whatever and people will watch me because they like me. That's why I think you will lose touch with lots of friends and family. And I'm not saying like don't speak to them, but you will speak to them as much as you used to. However, I think when you get to that freedom stage, you can give them more time than you could if you just kept the 9 to 5. That's a personal belief of mine. But I don't know if you guys agree or disagree. I'm interested, but that's why.
I was just gonna say my take on this is really like I have an interesting case here because ever since graduating college and moving back, the majority of friends I've met in college don't live anywhere near me.
Yeah.
A lot of the people I went to high school with don't live around here. I mean, except for a few. So really, like a lot of my friendships are like through Twitch and whatnot. So that like mine is a very interesting case because I don't necessarily have that. So like I rarely have to worry about like people hitting me up to make plans, and even then, if they do, I'll be like, oh, sorry, man, I'm streaming, but let's like go do this some other time, and they'll be like, okay. So like it's not like I have like a huge like crowd of people like all jumping up to try to hang out with me that I'm like, oh, sorry, bro, I gotta stream. Sorry, I can't make it. I gotta stream, but I mean, I'm actually waiting for the day where I have to use that line. Like, yeah, sorry, I'm can't make it to your wedding. Like, I gotta go
stream
live and eat fucking. I gotta do a tier list on different flavors of construction paper. You know.
Yeah.
Is
So,
that the next one?
is that the
this
next
like,
one? Are those planned,
Is
bro?
this what?
Hey,
Are we getting
listen,
exclusive
is-
leaks?
is what the net? Huh? What are you guys talking about?
You know,
Okay,
tier list for
okay.
construction paper colors. I'm kind of down.
Construction paper flavors. But no, I think
Oh.
that actually
Flavors.
might. I think that one
Come
might
on,
actually be
Blowfish,
dangerous.
keep up with the times.
At least,
I know
at
your
least
whole
crayons.
hearing's not that
Ah,
bad.
bro, you're too behind, bro. Abe is just
Yeah.
What?
At
coming
least,
ideas.
At least crayons.
have a big
I
behind.
know they wouldn't like fuck me up too bad, if any. So
Yeah, I'm just like, don't eat construction paper, please. I want you alive.
listen. I was just throwing out a random thing.
Okay.
Don't expect me to eat paper on stream.
Okay,
Jesus, if you did.
okay.
But I kind of want to now.
I think that's sick, and like we talked about it a lot. But going back to what, sorry about this, guys, but going back to what we said originally about the male ego and stuff. Like one thing I was really genuinely really interested in was toxic masculinity. That's one thing that I've really wanna talk about, right?
Mhm.
Because being honest, Hash does have a very younger community. Quite a lot of them are boys and such, right? Teenage boys, or maybe even younger. Who knows, right? Because people lie on Twitch. But
Lie all the time on
Oh my
Twitch.
god.
yeah, people lie all the time on
Abe.
Twitch about their age, right? But what I was trying to say is one thing about toxic masculinity is it's something that I've come to kind of acknowledge a lot, and I personally like to talk about it a lot, right?
Mhm.
But I want to know your guys' takes as well. Do you guys pay on the first date?
Okay.
With you,
I'll-
like
I'll go
say
first.
say you guys were significant other,
Well,
right?
we'll let
You
Abe
guys
go
have a
first,
significant
then.
other.
I'll go first.
Go on, go
Do
on,
I
Abe.
pay on the first date? No, I do not. I only go out with her if she agrees to date. I'm just built different.
She
But
sorry,
no,
say
but
that
no,
again.
no, for real though. I only go out on the date if she's paying for it.
If she's paying
If
for
she's
it,
paying
what
for
if
it.
you
But no,
ask
no,
her?
no. On a serious note though, that was my meme answer. So I do.
I knew it.
I do pay on the first date, but the only reason why is because at this point it's practically an expectation. More often than not, though, what ends up happening is like either like I'll pay for the first one, and she's like, you know what, I got you on the second one, or she'll be like, are you sure? Like let's go halfsies on this. I'm like, all right, cool. Or I've had a couple times where they would just straight up pay for me, but like, do I? The only reason I do it is because it seems like more of a formality. Do I agree with it? No. I only agree with it to the extent where it's like, all right, you invited someone out, and it's like already like decided ahead. Maybe it's like, listen, like I got this, or like, are you sure you want to pay? Because I know guys like who get offended whenever I pay, which I think is
that's
just
ridiculous.
I think that's fucking cringe. Where it's like they see like a woman wanting to pay for them as like an attack on their masculinity, where it's like, yeah, dude, you need to like, I don't know, just fucking go sit down and think about why your thoughts suck. But yeah, I personally like I only
Okay,
do it just because it's like it's a habit for me, and
yeah.
I won't really like push back if she like offers to.
I guess. Yeah.
Blowfish?
Yeah, sure. Honestly speaking, so you're basically asking like first date specifically, right?
Yeah.
First date
Okay.
specifically, yeah.
It for me it depends on who asks who out first. If I would ask out the girl, sure, I'll pay. But say it becomes something bigger than that, just like, you know, it becomes like an actual relationship, then, you know, I would do my best to try to practice, you know, just like halvesies, right? You know, times are growing, times are changing and all that. Again, I do agree with Abe's point when he does say like it's an expectation that I don't 100% agree with, that the dude's got always pay. But like, say if it's like, you know, obviously there's going to be exceptions. Like say, you know, you're dating this girl for a while, it's like your 1 year anniversary, something like that. I think that's completely okay for the dude to just tank everything.
100%.
Yeah, like it special
100%.
occasions, but for the most part, what I want to try and practice is just like halvesies, that it's okay for that to happen. You know what I mean? Just let it
I
happen.
love
or
it.
like
At
say-
the age of 27, you still say halvesies.
I may be 27, but I'm really just a fucking giant toddler, as fucking Abe would say. But seriously speaking though, like I need to get into the habit of you know, that being okay, and that being, you know, or your girlfriend or your significant other or what have you, they can pay sometimes. Like I need to get back into that habit. I have to make it into a habit and just, fucking just throw that whole expectation out the fucking window because it's not it's not the olden times, even though I am the olden times. But yeah.
True.
What about you,
true,
Hash?
true. Well, my first date with Bunam, we went to a restaurant. I didn't pay.
Dub. Oh shit!
I didn't
Hash is
pay.
built
Did she pay?
different.
I didn't pay.
What a dub.
Yeah, 100. I didn't pay. But mine was because at that time, so we were I was 17, she was 16, and at that time we went to a restaurant. It's a restaurant called Nando's. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Ooh,
But they just,
yeah, I have a Nando's near my work.
Yeah, they basically just sell good chicken, right? And we went there, and
Debatable.
okay, but you're
I do
sure.
kind of agree with that. I'll be
Okay,
honest.
but regardless, we
Debatable.
went there because we like it, right? I didn't
Fair
pay. I didn't pay for shit. We went to the cinema again. I didn't pay on that same day. Like, it wasn't even like, oh, you got the food, I pay for this. No, I didn't pay for anything. But that's because I was broke as fuck. I said it in advance. I'll be honest with you, man. Can't afford shit. But doesn't have the freshy view of, oh, you can't afford it? Well, fuck you then. She didn't say that to me. Instead, she was like, what the fuck? Don't worry.
Can I just ask a question?
Yeah.
If this is not even me like trying to like pick on you or anything, but if you're like that broke, genuinely speaking, for me personally, I probably wouldn't have gone on that date.
That makes sense too. No, I agree.
But like
I 100% agree.
I don't know how did that come about?
Okay,
if
so
you are that
I was
broke?
so
curious about that.
Yeah.
at first I'll be complete, like, so it came to my ego where I was like, oh, don't want to go, trying to brush it off and stuff. Oh, we don't have to go eat, we can just fucking go for a walk or some shit, where there is no finance required or some bullshit like that. But Bunam took the initiative to tell me, like, look, man, I want to go with you. I'm not asking you if you have enough or if you do have enough. I want to spend time with you. So let's go. Boom, boom, boom. Like, she was like, I want this relationship, a barrier broken, that if you are not doing good money-wise right now, and the other is, then fuck, why does that matter? Because she was like, I know there'll be a time in the future when I won't have money. And that has happened between us, like when we were in college, which is high school for Americans, especially in college in the UK, there were many times when you're broke. I had it all the time, especially because I'm terrible with money as well, buying stupid shit, all the time.
Same.
Yeah, all the time. So like it was very common to, like, if someone's a bit lower on the finance than the other person, but I say that, and I do agree with there isn't someone's duty to pay and shit, and I've never felt like that myself personally. However, I do believe in the concept of chivalry. Now, I don't know if you guys know what I mean when I say that, but chivalry essentially, on paper, if you're promoting this concept of equality, shouldn't exist. It shouldn't exist. Because what you're saying is that because I'm this, I'll do. For example, if me and Panam go somewhere, I drive, and if ever Panam comes, I will get out and I'll open the door for her.
Okay.
If little things like yeah, but that in theory shouldn't be there. That shouldn't be there. It should just be, I open my door, you open your door, or I open my door, then you open my door. You know what I mean? I open your door and you do
Yeah,
mine.
Hash doesn't want equality. Go ahead.
Fuck off.
Wow.
But
Okay,
I like
Hash
it
doesn't
though.
want
Here's-
equality.
Here's how I look at it. If we're going somewhere, like we go to a restaurant and I get out of the car and start heading to the door and she's still in there waiting for me to come back and open that door for her, then
No, it's
she's
never
gonna be
been like
there
that.
whenever I'm done eating.
Yeah.
Literally, just
I'm with
open
it.
the
It's-
door.
I know you mean it. Like,
Open
But
the
that's-
door and just set your foot out. That's all
yeah,
you
yeah,
gotta
yeah,
do.
yeah. I agree.
yeah, it's not that
You
hard.
know what I hate? You
Not
know
that
what I
hard,
hate?
bro.
You know what I hate? That this not really doesn't really relate too much, but have you ever had it when you open the door for someone like walking behind you, you hold the door open and they don't say thank you? Or they
Yeah,
don't say, like,
that
cheers or
pisses
something
me
like
off.
that?
Yeah, that pisses
Fucking
me
Dude,
off.
worst. I hate that.
It's so disgusting. And it
I just
makes me
want to
not
throw
wanna
the
do it,
door
but
in their
just
face.
me
You
as
know
a-
what I mean?
Listen, I've had that happen to me plenty of times, and whenever it does, I'm like, you know what? They could just be having a bad day. They're going through it, whatever. I just write it off as that. Now,
I have
if
coworkers
I
that do
open a
that.
door and they go to the door right next to me,
That
that
is-
is whenever
yes.
I lose my
Oh
shit. That is
my
whenever that
God.
person went out of their
Preach.
way to disrespect you.
I do not fuck with that at
That's
all.
funny as fuck. I've never
Hey,
had that. I
preach,
won't lie.
preach,
That's
dude,
funny
preach.
as fuck.
That's all I'm going to say. That's the fucking worst. I
But
hate it.
do you guys agree with like chivalry? Like I like don't get me wrong, it's not gonna be like if I forget to open the door, but I won't fucking not come out and be like, come open. Nah, never that. She'll just come out and that's it. But then I'll be like, fuck, Hash, you should have done it. Like, oh, you're so like I'll just think to myself. But I personally like it. I like that if we're going somewhere, like if there's one seat, I will make sure Punam sits down first over myself. But that's not just with her. I'm just such a great person. I do that with everyone. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
just such a fucking angel.
Fair enough.
Yeah, same here.
I'm in a similar boat. I'm not gonna say the same boat. It's similar boat. I'm the way that I have it is I did the whole like chivalrous thing to kind of like make fun of it genuinely, right? Something like you open the door out for your girlfriend and stuff like that, right? If that was me, I'd do it to kind of make fun of it. I'd like open the door and be like say something cringy like, oh, like here you go, my princess, or something like something cringe like that, right? It's making fun of it, but it still holds the same regard. Like it still holds the same effect where I still open the door out for her, but it's just I'm making fun of it. Right?
Yeah.
I'm making fun of the concept that me having to do this is what's expected of a male and female relationship, right? That's what chivalrous is, right? When I'm in the same boat, like, you know, if I'm in a car and like a girl's there, like she's gonna open the door herself. Like, what is she like? Is it child lock or something? Like, why can't she like open the damn door?
That's
it's
true.
right there.
Nah, I agree. But I don't know, man. It's a really weird concept. Like, of course, I'm not saying it like if Banam had the expectation of me to do these things, I would never do it. I'd hate it. Like, it would piss me off that someone even has the expectation.
Hash, like I dated a girl like that and I couldn't. I'm like, you know
And
what?
that
After
fucks
a
in
month,
my
I'm
mind.
like, you know what? If you have this high of expectation and you're not at that level, she wasn't at that level. I'm like, I'm fucking out. And she was like so shocked to hear that. I'm like, seriously, I'm like, you expect me to do all these things, but you're not doing that. You're literally just sitting on your ass half the time. So bye. Right?
To be honest, I feel like the expectation that someone has to do it makes me not want to do it.
Exactly.
Like
right?
like the thing is, it's so funny that Hash is saying that Poonam's not like that and she doesn't expect that, but he does it.
Yeah.
But if a girl was expecting that, he'd be like, okay, yeah, can't do it.
I'm not doing
like,
it, yeah.
CBA.
I
It's
wouldn't
so
do it.
I just
funny
broke
how
my
like
back 'cause I'm
expectation.
old,
Yeah,
you know?
I can't open doors anymore.
it's just the
literally like-
expectation. It just
Yeah,
makes
it's
you not want to
doing
do
it
it.
because you want to.
I'd
versus
sit in
doing
my
it
car.
because
Yeah,
you have
yeah.
to, or 'cause
I
you're-
would
Yeah.
sit in my car
Yeah.
and expect her to open my door. I could, I'd just sit there and wait. You know what Abe was saying earlier? I just sit there.
Hey, you can
I'd
sit there and wait.
refuse-
I'm gonna enjoy this nice steak.
I'd be so paid. I'd be like
Wait.
this the whole day. I wouldn't move. I'd be like, yeah, okay then. We're not going anywhere because I'm
Wait.
not opening the door.
Would you guys let your significant other sit in the front seat over one of your like best male friends? Because I just got I just got a thought of this. You know Ryan Higa. You guys know Ryan Higa, right?
Oh, of course. Classic.
Is that
yeah.
bromance?
Yes.
Yeah, because like it is a rap song. It was like, what you want to sit in the front? The front is for the homies. You can sit in the junk. And
Yeah.
I just got that thought in my head. And I'm like, damn, would you guys tell your friend who's sitting in the front seat to go to the back so your significant other could sit there?
So, with me, what I've noticed a lot is it goes by who's taller.
Yeah,
So that's
that's
who
for me
gets
too.
front.
Taller?
you guys are-
I do
No, me too,
age.
me too.
I do
I agree with
age.
that.
Age determines it for me. That's because
Age?
I
That's
do
okay,
age.
that's
Yeah.
interesting.
The older
So what
the
you're
person.
saying is a lot of your chat isn't gonna get the front seat.
Yeah. But I do it on age, like straight up. Like, if you're older, you deserve more like respect
What about-
enough to sit at the front.
But what about the ancient rule of shotgun?
Oh, fuck shotgun, bro.
That is true. Whoever calls shotgun
you know
first or
what?
who gets there first
You know
gets
what?
it. Or
Yes,
height.
yeah.
But then you do shotgun when
Usually
you're the same
Yeah,
age.
shotgun or height.
You do
I
shotgun.
agree with
Really
Aiden.
think about it. Like, how are you like? There's things that you just can't go against.
Mm-hmm.
The Bible, the Quran,
Um,
and shotgun.
What if you're like an agnostic or atheist?
He just forgot a lot of holy books, man. I told you this guy was racist.
Yeah, there's like
He forgot a lot of holy. He forgot the
there's a lot
Torah.
more than that.
He
buddy.
forgot the
Hey,
Torah.
listen,
He
Forget about the
it's
forget about the
Kama
flying
Sutra.
spaghetti monster, the Kama
Listen.
Sutra. Yeah.
Kama Sutra.
the Minecraft crafting Bible.
You forgot
How
it?
could you
Yeah,
forget that
oh
one?
How do you forget about that, bro?
Bible.
Listen, it's
You
about
forgot
to
about
get holy up
Masashi
in this bitch
Kishimoto's
now.
Naruto. You know, like you
Yes,
forgot about.
sir.
You
Oh
forgot about
my-
One Piece.
the
That's a
Secret
Bible.
Scrolls.
Unbelievable.
The
Secret
One
Scrolls.
Piece. Okay, you're right. You're
One
right.
Piece, you know, there's so many.
The red poneglyphs.
Red Poneglyphs, thank you.
Yep.
Wait.
Okay. What I was saying is, I didn't answer. Would you guys pay on the first date? For me personally, I would pay on a first date, and that's not
Okay.
a sense of
fine.
toxic masculinity, right?
'Cause you're
it's not
toxic.
because I'm like, oh, I'm a man and I need to pay kind
Yeah.
of thing, right? It's most of the times when I go out to eat with my friends, I often do tend to pay if it's a reasonable amount, right?
Yeah.
I mean, me and my friends eat a lot, right? Me and my friends eat a lot. When it's like multiple £100 and stuff like that, when I genuinely can't afford it, I'm gonna go, yeah, we're gonna split up, and they're respectable enough to agree to split it up, right? If they don't want to split up, they're just they're just stupid, I guess, right? Because when it's a certain amount of money, like it's just they understand that we as students we cannot afford to pay that outright, right? I mean, I've got like older friends who are like accountants and stuff, and they tell me how much they spend, and they've taken me out to eat and stuff, and they've spent like 300-400 pounds, right, just for dinner, and then they're like, yeah, I'll just pay it. I was like, are you sure and stuff like that,
Jeez.
bro? They're crazy. They're crazy because like these accountants are insane, right? And basically it's like they're very understanding of where you are as well, right? And that's something that I look for as well, like in friends, in a relationship, everything understanding, like being respectable, being understanding. That's why, like, and most of the time when I'm with other students, and like I do like to pay, because if I have the extra amount of money, I do like to show that I appreciate my friends, and one way
Yeah.
I know is by gifts and well, just generate food, right? If I buy them food, right? That's one thing. And the one reason why I would always love to pay is because I want to show them that I'm also genuinely kind of interested, and I'm also kind of like kind of thanking them for their time. It's not really I'm paying for their time, but it's like a kind of like a thank you, like, oh, I'll get you some food, like for thank you for giving me this
So
opportunity, kind of thing.
that
right?
that's like your way of like communicating to them, so that's pretty cool.
Yes, because
Alright,
that's
alright.
that's my love language, right? That's my love
Mhm.
language, and not necessarily just with a significant other, but with just friends in
Your
general as well,
friends, yeah.
right?
Okay.
But which is really funny, which correlates to the same thing where I've been in a date where there's girls who don't, you know, you always have that like kind of like argument kind of thing where you go,
Yeah.
oh, let me get the bill, and then they go,
Oh.
no, let's go half, let's go, oh sorry, for Blowfish Man, let's go halfsies,
Hansies,
right?
yeah.
right? And then you go, no, I got it, like, you know, like I asked you out and stuff, like, you know, let me pay for it and stuff. And he goes, no, and you have the little argument thing, and it's really cute, and I freaking love that. I
That
really
is
love
adorable.
that because
I like
it's
it too.
like, yeah, because it's kind of like they're kind of like going, I'll meet in the middle.
Nah,
I'll
I
meet
normally
in the
I'm
middle.
just like halfsies, take all of it. You know what I mean? You can take all of it. You know, if you're gonna pay half, pay my half too. No, I'm joking.
But when they don't go, like when you go, oh yeah, I'll get the bill, and they don't go like, you know, okay,
And they
oh,
just stay quiet.
are you sure you don't want to split? They go, oh, okay.
Oh.
I've had that before, and I go, okay, fair enough. Guess we're not gonna
Mm-hmm.
come back here. I've genuinely had that before, and it's just such a turn off, and it's not because I want them to pay. It's just I just want them to have.
They're not grateful. They have an expectation, and they're
yeah.
not grateful for what you've
They
done.
have an
It
expectation.
fucks with my mind. It fucks with my mind with some people. And you know what, Sid? I've had that too, where like, I'll go out with someone, and they just I've paid for them, and then like they forget how many times I paid for them, and then they.
Dude, that's
Yeah.
such a big
And then the one time they might have bought me something as fucking cheap as a cinema ticket, they take the money back. Do you know how
You know, I
fucking
actually had an
annoying that
argument
is?
with my university housemate of first year because of that. There were so many times where he was like really like he always said he was desperately broke, right?
Yeah.
He was always broke, and me and my other housemate, we used to always go out to eat and stuff because we had jobs. I mean, he had a job as well, but he's just really bad at saving, right? We and then we used to always go, oh yeah, do you want to come? Do you want to come? And he goes, no, I have no money, and I literally forked out in a sum of months. I like 2-3 months, I forked out around £200 just buying him food
Damn.
because I wanted to enjoy all of his company. I wanted him to be there with my other housemates so us three could have fun and enjoy each other's company, right? We could go out to eat, we could go out have fun and stuff and not have to worry about that. And I did all that. And the one time where like I was like, yeah, I can't come, like I'm kind of desperate for money, or like where I was like, yo, like is it cool if you pay for me? He goes, oh, I don't know, blah blah. And I was like, damn, that's crazy, man. And the thing was, it wasn't just necessarily buying food as well. He didn't know how to cook at all.
Shit.
This guy burnt egg, fried egg. He burnt
How do
it.
you fuck up eggs?
Throw it in there, look at it come out. It's easy, yeah.
He burnt a fried
Bro, what?
egg, right? So I used
do
to
you
always
fuck that
cook for
up?
him. I used to always cook for him and everything. He didn't know how to do a bunch of stuff, and I always taught him how to do a bunch of stuff, right? And it was just the fact of I was like, I'm not getting appreciated.
No, I
So
agree.
I was like, I told him, I stepped up to him. I was like, yo, that's not cool.
If you're that
And-
person, if you're that person who fucking takes but fucking struggles to give back, I fucking hate you. You're such a boring excuse, man. Oh, it annoys me. Especially when they, like I told you, that there's this person who used to constantly like buy them stuff, right? And I'm not saying it was like, but it adds up. You know what I mean? £5, £10, 5, 10, 5, 10. It's not like it was a big transaction at once, but it fucking adds up. You know, like, and I'm not like I'm taking a note of it, like I've got receipts, but you mentally know. You're not fucking stupid either. Like, you know where you're at with how much you've spent roughly, like. And then, like, they fucking have the nerve to be like, yeah, can you pay me back the fucking £10 I pay for your, like, ticket or some shit? And my brain, like, I'm just thinking, like, mad, you're a weird person, because how are you able to take, like, a motherfucker and then not give back? You know what? I don't mind people who don't take and don't give. There are some stingy fuckers out there and
That's true.
who don't pay for shit. But you know what? I respect one thing about them. They don't take it either. Yes, they won't give it to you,
Fair.
but they're not fucking shameless enough to be like, yeah, pay for me, but I won't pay for you. They just say, nope, I don't have it, fuck off, and that's it. They will stick by their gun.
I mean, that's fair enough, though.
That is
That's
fair enough.
Like, that's genuinely fair enough.
I don't
you
like
can't
it.
hate him for it because
Yeah.
they're not taking it. They're not harming anyone.
It's not a trait that I vibe with, but I don't, there's no, they haven't lost my respect. But the peoples who fucking take and then refuse to give
They don't
back,
give back.
mess in my mind the most.
It's genuinely it gets reciprocated as you're not grateful for it.
Yeah, and then you feel like a
Generally speaking,
mug.
You're not grateful for it.
You feel like a fucking idiot yourself. Like, I spent so much on this person with such good intention, like Sid was saying, because, you know, you enjoy their company and shit, and they just end up fucking, pisses me off, bro. But that,
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah.
But those kind of
mean, like-
people, fuck them.
just one example is Hash. You know Rich, right? Rich is probably like Rich is my best friend right now, right?
Right
There's
now.
been so many times where I've given him gifts and stuff just out like just randomly. Like just normal CDs because I love collecting CDs and he loves this K-pop group. You guys know Twice. Loves
Yeah.
Twice. Yeah, so I always
yeah.
like I've given him like CDs and stuff just out of random just because I want to show how much I appreciate him because I'm afraid that sometimes it might not come off as I'm appreciative enough, right? Whereas I don't do that to my other housemates because when I have done that before in the past, it might not have been reciprocated as I wanted it to. It didn't seem like they appreciate it enough. And I was like, okay, if that's the case, then that's fine. I know Rich will appreciate it. I'll just do the same for him. And he does the same for me. Like I love him and he loves me. No homo, we have socks on. But
What?
not that there's anything wrong with it.
No, I feel you. And to be honest, I don't know
Okay.
about you guys if you like feel I feel uncomfortable if someone buys me something as well.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's just like I
100%,
feel really bad. That's why, like, for example, today, Debbie today started my first ever hype train. Like, it's amazing and I'm grateful for it. But he spent over like £100 just now. That's a lot of money. And now I know
yeah.
that. And I hate it even more because I'm not in the financial position to just throw out £100. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't have it like that. And I hate it because, yes, he gave it to me, but in my mind, I'm like, fuck, I have to do something now.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what
Granted,
yeah.
I don't think Debbie expects anything from
That's why
me.
I got this.
Because he's
Like,
great.
the shitty thing
wanted
is, there's plenty of people out there who are like, okay, I did something nice for, I'm gonna nice back. People are just like really calculating about that shit, and it's super annoying.
Dance monkey.
Yeah, I don't.
Just,
It's dance
like
monkey.
whenever I do shit like that, it's because I want to. I'm not like if I go
Yeah.
into someone else's stream, I'm like, listen, here, 5 gifted subs, just random. I'm like, here. I do not expect that
Same,
back.
to be
I
honest.
don't
Yeah.
want them to feel that expectation that they have to repay it, because I did that just because I wanted to. Like if I never saw them again after that, that's fine. Like I mean, actually, wait, no, that sounds kind of fucked up. But like, if that was the end of that, if I didn't get anything back in return, that's fine. I wasn't expecting anything in return. I wasn't wanting anything in return. You know.
100% agree, and I don't think any of you would have that view. But in my mind, I'm like, fuck. I feel like
Yeah.
not in debt, but
Sometimes, yeah, I'll be
I'm like,
honest.
I'm like,
yeah.
shit. Like,
Just like recently, Hash like messaged me and Blowfish saying, "Yo guys, I'm gonna have to stop my subs for you guys, right?
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not in the
cool.
financial state where I can keep subbing to you guys and stuff. I want to know,
Mhm.
I want you guys to know that I love you and I want to support you guys."
Yeah,
And we
dude,
were like, me and Blowfish were in the same boat. We're like, dude, that's more than fine.
Yeah,
And then
to be
Hash was like,
honest.
yeah, if you want to cancel your subs to me, that's fine as well. And me and Blowfish were like, dude, we sub to you because like we sub to you. We want to
Yeah.
sub to you. We're not
We want
subbing to
to.
you because we're expecting a sub back, or
Yeah.
we're expecting you to stay on the channels a little bit longer because we sub to you or
Mhm.
anything.
Yeah.
It's genuinely because Hash is my boy, and if I sub to him, like I can support him like as a whole, right? Like I'm
Mhm.
one more person for him to get his sub emote, so he can go to 49 and not sub himself and lose all his subs again, so he doesn't get another emote.
biggest regret. Biggest regret.
Right. So I could be one of the 49 people that does that.
Damn, bro.
Huge
So,
regret. Biggest regret.
But yeah, but genuinely, like I subbed to Hash because like he's my boy. Like I've known him for ages, and I want to do nothing but support him. If
Mhm.
this one sub can make me another person that's supporting him, like I'm more than happy. Like
Mhm.
take my £5, £4, whatever
Right.
sub prices are right now. Too
Yeah.
expensive, anyways. Super Jeff Bezos, 40. I'm sorry, got carried away.
All good.
All right.
Okay, is that it for everyone?
I believe so.
Okay, let's wrap up the podcast. Thank you guys, everyone that stayed. Thank you to everyone in chat. Well, everyone in chat that stayed, and also Abe. Thank you so much for
Thanks,
coming
Abe.
along, giving us
yeah.
such a sick podcast.
Yeah,
Because
man.
this podcast, we had a couple more questions, but dude, it's been going on for so damn long. Like
That's how you know we
the
had fun, at
topics,
least.
yeah, the
topics were
topics and
great.
conversations were so insane. Like it was
Mhm.
actually so much fun doing it with you guys. And special thank you to Abe, who actually did the background for us. We forgot to mention that.
He's
guys.
the reason why we have this. Yes.
That's very true.
You see
Very
the
true.
background, the overlay and everything. It's
Yeah.
all Abby Babby. Okay.
Since
Abby
day one,
Babby.
man. And then it was just so funny because we were all like right when he helped us, we were all like, dude, we need to have Abe as a guest. But at the same time, I also figured that he'd also be a pretty fun guest too, right? And then like 10 episodes later, it's like, hey, remember when we said Abe had to be a guest? Let's ask him now.
Yeah, let's ask Abe.
But I
It's
think
perfect
it's
time.
I think it's perfect
then, yeah.
timing as well for Abe to join us, because Blowfish and Sid will agree when I say this. Like we've prior to this podcast, we've never done something as consistently as this ever. Like this is our first podcast which we run. Like the three of us are the owners of it, and like
Yeah.
it's good that I would say that we're getting better at it as well. Like if we talk about this all the time. If you look at our first one, or second, third, fourth, fifth, whatever, compare it to the later two, it's like shit. You know what I mean? So, thank you for like actually watching. Anyone who does watch, and even Jacking just said every podcast getting better and better. Like that is kind of what we wanted as well, to get better at this.
Hey, we're doing something right in my opinion then.
If we're
Always.
getting better, then yeah, we're not doing something is going good. You know what I mean? So, thank you. Is all I can
Thanks,
say.
Abe. Thanks so much for coming on
thanks
and
so
helping
much
us
for
out too.
Anytime. Thanks for inviting me on. It was, I definitely had a lot of fun.
But before we end, could everyone just do like a little pose? You know what I mean? So where's thumbnail?
All right.
Abe.
Got it. All right, safe.
All right.
Dub.
That's a dub right there. In
That's the
conclusion, Abe is the alpha. Totally.
Abe is the alpha.
I agree.
You know what?
What?
Yeah.
No, no.
That is
no.
the whole.
It's
That is the whole thing.
it's-
That
yeah.
this is a whole ploy to show.
That's
that
why
Abe is
we
the
did
alpha.
this too. That's why we
This
did
is why
this.
we did this. This is why we
Why
did this.
in conclusion,
Come on,
Abe
Sid,
is the
Hash, and
alpha?
Blowfish.
No, that's too much
Alphas?
pressure. That sounds like I have responsibilities now. I don't want to do that shit. I just
Bro,
wanna-
heavy as the head that wears the crown. Here you go.
Abe's a Sigma.
Oh, boy.
Abe's a Sigma. He didn't have to tell us. He's
No,
the
because
alpha.
Sigma is actually I would relate probably more with Sigma, but you guys get what I'm
Probably
saying.
same here, to be honest. Yeah.
But once again, thank you everyone for watching. Sid.
Yep. Thank you so much for watching, guys. You can find me at Seven Thugs, SEVENTHUGS. I've been doing a lot of just chatting recently.
Oh.
Come through.
When are you all streaming next? Sorry, just you want to quickly say that.
Should be
Sure.
tomorrow.
Same
Alright,
here.
so Sid
tomorrow,
streaming-
2 p.m. EST, 7 p.m. your guys' time.
Perfect. Sid is streaming tomorrow. Abe.
Tomorrow, 7 p.m.
Tomorrow,
BST.
7 p.m. EST, and it is my Pokemon Nuzlocke, where anyone who gets a Pokemon named after them who faints gets banned.
So they're
So,
all
yeah.
streaming at the same time tomorrow. I'll make it
Forever?
easier.
I think we're all like,
They're all streaming at the
living
same
around
time.
the same
But
time,
but
yeah.
but I'm not streaming tomorrow. It's my day off, so I'm relaxed.
Hey,
Everyone
have
is
fun.
yeah. So
Okay, be
my
ready
next
for Hash to not be in your streams.
not in Seven Thugs, but the other two, yeah. After that, I will next be live on Tuesday. Thank you everyone for watching. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye bye.
See ya.